I trusted her with my life, but she stabbed me in the back with the sharpest knife. My own brothers. Years of love shattered in an instant. The pain was unbearable, but the betrayal, unforgivable. I followed them, watched their sickening affair unfold, and my heart turned cold. Revenge became my only solace. They thought they could hide it forever, but they underestimated my resolve. I drove them to the brink of death, and they begged for mercy. But mercy was the one thing I could never give. Now it's my turn to make them suffer. Hey, love! How was work? I made dinner for you. It's in the fridge. I have to go now. I'm meeting the girls to go shopping, remember? The mall is open until 9. I'll be home by around 8:30 or so. Love you, she said quickly, and ran out the door, hopped into her car, and drove away. And let me guess. She'll come back having enjoyed her time and head straight to the shower, perhaps not wanting to discuss her evening. Then she'll settle down for the night, saying she's too tired. It might be days before anything else happens between us. She used to shop every 4 to 6 weeks, but now it's every couple of weeks, mostly on Wednesday nights. Still, no new packages arrive at the door. Does she think I'm really that clueless? Maybe she's with her friends, maybe not. She's just dressed casually today, nothing too special. If she had a special outing planned, I would expect her to dress up more. Could it be that she keeps her nicer outfits hidden away? It doesn't really matter. After 3 years of marriage, perhaps she just wants to have some time to herself during the week. Everywhere I look, there's advice about taking time for yourself. If you don't care for yourself, you can't care for anyone else. I struggle to accept that notion. We talk, we laugh, we go out together, we express our love for each other regularly, we share moments in the morning and say goodbye with affection. We always do fun things on weekends. It doesn't add up. How can we seem so close while it feels like she might be seeking something more? But tonight I will find out what's really going on. I just hope she's shopping like she said. I can't believe how much I care for her. Even the thought that she might be with someone else brings a weight to my chest and threatens to bring on the tears. I can't keep living like this. If she really is being unfaithful, the pain will be so much worse than just the feeling of doubt. But I need to know the truth. What did that song say? Suspicion tearing me apart? That resonates with how I feel. It's not good for our relationship. It's winter. It's already dark outside. It's been an hour. I should check her phone's location. Oh no, it shows she's at Lover's Leap. That spot is a dead end with a steep drop. There's not much shopping around there. People only go there for breathtaking views. He sank to the floor. Why? I thought we were happy together. She always seemed fine. My heart feels heavy, and I can't understand how she might be in this situation. All right, I need to pull myself together and find out who she might be with. I'll take my truck. It's just a 15-minute drive. I'll leave my phone here. Let me find a movie to watch. Ah, Jaws. That seems fitting. I'll start this search to prepare myself for whatever I might find. It would serve them right. After breaking my trust and our marriage vows, along with all her promises, I can't shake the picture of another guy with her. If this happens, I might as well spend my life in prison. Unless I find the courage to leave this situation behind for good. It's not the worst thought I've had. I read about tragic endings like that now and then. Probably better than being trapped here. I've loved her for so long. We've known each other since we were little. Things got serious during my last 2 years of college, even though she stayed home to work. After graduating, I had some great job offers, but chose one in our hometown. She moved in shortly after I graduated, and 6 months later we got married. Yes, we rushed into marriage, but we were best friends first, and knew everything about each other. That's what hurts. We were best friends. How could she betray me like this? All right, time to head up the hill quietly. I don't want to alert them. Let me just walk around the curve. Wait, that's my brother's camper van. First my wife betrays me. Now it feels like my brother has too? Please, just let it end. They say friends and family can hurt you the most, but this feels even worse. He moved close to the side of the van. It was swaying slightly. Voices. Bo, oh Bo, that feels great. Do it harder. Yes, that's it. And Rex, you can help keep it going, but I want to be left alone with my thoughts after this. I feel so wrong going home after this. And like I said, Ian is acting strange, so we have to stop this. This is the last time for a while. Maybe forever. Okay, Sam, but you might miss this. I don't think you can go without us for long. Don't fool yourselves. Ian is much better at this. Just thinking about it makes me... Here comes another wave. She tensed, and then the moment passed. Thanks. That was great. Your turn, Rex. Go ahead. Let's remember we only have until 9, so go all out. What do you want me to do? So, Sam, if Ian is so good, why are we here? I don't know. We started this back in high school. And for the 4 years he was away, even those last 2 years when we were supposed to be exclusive. I guess it became a habit. I just have a need for you two sometimes. It's different when I'm with Ian. The longest break was when I moved in and got married. I love him, but I just couldn't shake the feeling and we fell back into it. Do you remember? For all this time, he never noticed a thing. He didn't put the pieces together. They say love can make you blind. I guess that's true. Sometimes I feel bad about it, but it's just too appealing to let go, and I still take good care of him. But now, it's over. So I'll enjoy this last bit. I'm thinking about starting a family and being the best wife ever. He thinks we're trying for a baby, but I didn't want to risk complications that would affect my future. Honestly, you guys will have to find real girlfriends if you want any affection. My door will be closed. Don't you think seeing each other often would make him suspicious? That's why I tried to keep it low, like once a month. I just needed to let it go one last time. But he's acting funny, so I'll have to make it up to him and stop for a while. At least until after I'm pregnant. What did you tell him you were doing? Shopping? Maybe he's upset about the things you bought. Oh no! I never brought anything back home. I can't believe I was so careless. No wonder he's acting weird. Okay, finish up. I need to get to Walmart. Everything else will be closed soon. It's almost 9. If he gets suspicious, he'll be really upset. But he loves me so much, I'll do anything to keep him, even if it means therapy or anything else. Okay, Rex, let's make this quick. I want this one last time before I stop for good and go shopping. The brothers exchanged looks. They knew that if they were ever caught, there wouldn't be any forgiveness. Rex walked to the bed. John carefully looked through the curtain just in time to see her lying back. Anger replaced the pain inside him, filled with feelings of betrayal. This wouldn't end well. He hurried back to the truck. This could be useful. He tied a moving blanket to the front of his truck. No scratches, hopefully. He switched to 4-wheel drive, and then he paused. Let me make a couple of calls. Hi, Mom. Is Bo around? I'd like to talk to him for a minute. No, John. He and Rex went to the gym. They'll be back in an hour. They don't stay out long. Call back later, maybe around 9. Okay. It's not urgent. I can talk to him tomorrow. He called another number. Hey, Helen, is Sam there? I'm trying to reach her. What? She's outside with her dad? That's fine. I'll talk to her later when she's home. No big deal. Have a good evening. I'm sorry to bother you. I feel hurt and betrayed. My wife, my brothers, even my mom and her family have let me down. It seems like everyone knew what was happening behind my back. They all saw her being unfaithful to me, and not one of them spoke up. What kind of support is that? I can't help but wonder if our friends knew too. Ian started the truck and quietly drove closer to the van. With determination, he crashed into the back of it. The impact caused the van to jerk forward while the front end veered off the road. Inside the van, the 3 people were thrown off their seats and onto the floor. They scrambled to get up. What just happened? Ian pressed forward again, causing the vehicle to jolt. Just one more hit, and that heavy van should fall. Part of him felt he should go down with it. The second impact sent Rex slamming into a cabinet, and he felt a rush of disorientation. This is crazy! We might regret this! Someone is very angry. He heard Sam crying out, God, I'm so sorry for everything. If you let me live, I promise I'll be the best wife ever. I'll work hard to make everything right. Please, I'm begging you, let me live so I can fix this with Ian. Ian pulled back, preparing for one last crash. A voice in his head asked why he was doing this. It reminded him that he wasn't a bad person and still had a future ahead. He hadn't done anything wrong, the others had. Why would he ruin his own life? He realized he could still find happiness again. Even if he didn't fully believe it, he turned the truck around and drove off. Rex wiped his brow as they processed the earlier events. Wow! That was Ian's truck. He almost hurt us badly. What? No way! This wasn't supposed to happen. We need to reach him. I can't lose him. Sam cried out. "Oh no! What have I done to him? He must be so upset to even think about this. Come on, we have to catch him before he gets home." They struggled to move the van away from the guardrail, but it was stuck. Rex and Bo grabbed their tools and worked to get it free. "Wow, he really messed this up. I hope we can make it to your house, Sam." But they were still about an hour behind Ian. When Ian walked into his mom's house, he looked lost. "Hi, Mom. Are Bo and Rex still at the gym?" "I'm sorry, Mom." His mom looked at him, then down at the floor. Tears filled her eyes, and sadness covered her face. "Oh, Ian, you found out, didn't you?" "Yes, Mom, and I almost hurt all three of them." "Oh no, Ian, I'm so sorry. I should have told you. I shouldn't have let this go on. You knew all along, didn't you? Knew they were together since high school, and you never told me? You could have stopped me from dating her. You could have stopped me from marrying her. Why didn't you say something? But you two seemed so happy together. It was clear you loved each other. I don't know. Can you ever forgive me?" She kept crying. Her heart hurt. What kind of mother could do this to her son? How had it gone on like this for so long? It felt so wrong. Did Dad know? Tell me the truth. No more lies. I think he knew, but didn't want to believe it. Great. This just keeps getting worse. I'm betrayed by my wife, my brothers, my parents. And let me guess, her mom knew too. She nodded. But Helen thought you were good for her and that she would stop. But when she didn't, he raised his hand to stop her. "I think they came to my place first. They'll come here next. I have to go." He leaned forward to express a gesture of farewell. She flinched at his touch. "Mom, thank you for all the good things you've given me. I will always love you for that. But you have hurt me deeply. I will always remember this pain." "No, Ian, please, you need to understand. What can I do to make it right?" "Nothing, Mom. There's nothing you can do. We've gone too far for that. I'm leaving now. You and Dad and my brothers will never see me again. Don't try to find me. If I see any of you again, I'm not sure what I will do. Goodbye." "Ian, please. You can't leave like this. You have to understand." She fell to her knees and cried into her hands. Her husband walked in. "What's going on? Are you all right? Did he hurt you?" "Worse, much worse. He found out about Sam and the boys. Those three have cost us our son. We'll never see him again. What were we thinking? What have we done?" He left and drove to Sam's family's house. He knocked on the door. "Ian, what are you doing here? Sam's not home. She's—" "I know, Helen. She's at Lover's Leap with my brothers. Is that what you were going to say?" Shock filled her face. The moment she had feared for years was finally here. She always thought she could talk sense into him if or when this happened. One look told her everything. There was nothing she could say to fix things. The marriage was over. Everything was over. Why had she not told him the truth? Helen saw the sadness and disappointment in his eyes. Oh no. What have we done to him? Tears filled her eyes as she held her hands out, hoping for understanding. She felt overwhelmed with pain and fear. Helen, you knew all of this. You could have told me at any time in the last 5 years, but you didn't. You even covered for her. Here's how it is. Thank you for all the kind things you and your husband did for me and for welcoming me. But I also feel very upset with you for not telling me. You could have stopped all of this. You could have saved us from this hurt. But it's too late. Way too late. I'm leaving now. For good. I won't talk to you or Sam again. Any messages will go through my lawyer. Don't try to find me. Tell Sam that if I see her again, I will finish what I started tonight. There will be no forgiveness, no help, no fixing this. It's over. You can tell her that I heard them talking. I appreciate that she told my brothers that I wasn't a failure, but all I can think about is how my brothers were with her. She can't take that back. Tell her to enjoy her life. If you would, please give her my phone and my wedding ring. It clearly meant more to me than it did to her. Goodbye. He turned on the phone and walked out the door. Helen just watched him leave, worried for him. A moment later, the phone rang. Helen snapped out of her thoughts and answered. Ian, oh no, Ian, I'm so sorry. I need to talk to you. I need to explain. Please, where are you? What have I done to you? Sam! Sam! This is your mom! Ian dropped off your phone and his wedding ring. He said he's leaving and will never see any of us again. Mom, no, I need to talk to him. I have to fix this. There's no way to fix this, Sam. You should have seen him. He looked so lost. It was really upsetting. Are you okay? Mom, He almost pushed us off Lover's Leap. You deserved it, but we all deserved it. Why don't you come home and we can try to figure this out?" He made it clear that the marriage is over. Her mom listened as Sam cried in pain before hanging up. "Well, they will probably head to Helen's house. She might stay there for a while. I'll go back to my house, grab my suitcases and leave. If I go towards the interstate, I can find a hotel far enough away that they won't find me. If they even try, then I can get to work. I have a lot to do. Bank transfers, credit cards, and a new direct deposit for my paychecks. Tomorrow I need to talk to my boss and quit. I'll set up a Zoom meeting with my lawyer. And last, I need to decide where I'm moving. How does that song go? Heads California, tails Carolina? I'm not sure which is which since I'm in North Carolina already. I don't think I want California anyway. Maybe a place in between, like the Rockies. Later, who says small towns don't need a tech guy? For 2 years, my computer business has gotten so busy that this is the first time I can truly take a break for more than a few hours. It feels great, and what a great place to live. It's affordable and friendly. In about 15 to 20 minutes, I can be on a trail hiking up into the mountains. There are no crowds. I've always loved these kinds of hikes. They can be tough going into the woods, mostly uphill. But the best part is coming down. So much better than the other way around. You hear about people who hike down into the Grand Canyon and then have to climb all the way back up. No thanks to that. But still, it's been 2 years, and I can't stop thinking about the same scene from a movie, over and over again. Why can't I just forget it? Why can't I feel nothing? When will the pain, anger, and feelings of betrayal from those I loved ease up? How could I have been so foolish? I should have seen the signs. I must have made mistakes. Maybe I wasn't strong enough. All these thoughts spin around in my head without stopping. How do I make them go away? The noise in my mind is overwhelming. Work helps, but not much. I knew it wouldn't be easy. I cared for her too deeply, but my mind just won't rest. What if I can't ever move on? What if I'll never be okay again? There's too much noise when I try to meditate. The quiet mind never stays quiet. It just makes the memories clearer. Every single detail. Drinking only brings tears and a bad feeling in the morning. I won't turn to substances either, so I work hard and exercise until I'm really tired, hoping that maybe I can finally fall asleep. But it never works. I'm haunted every single night. That therapist didn't help, and I refuse to take pills to feel distant from everything. What kind of life would that be? Although, I guess this isn't much of a life either. Will I ever feel happy or laugh again? Can I ever smile and mean it? Will my heart ever heal enough to let someone else in? To love again? To feel joy or excitement? Thanks for the memories, Sam. She's probably moved on and forgotten about me by now. Great. There I go again. Way to ruin a trip to the woods, Ian. Good job. I'm really glad I took some time off. But the loneliness... How can I feel lonely with all these thoughts swirling around in my head? I just don't understand it. All right, stop! Great job ruining one of my favorite hikes. I might as well go back. I haven't looked at the birds or trees or enjoyed any of it. Just 2 days of sinking into my memories. Ugh! Wait, maybe I should try that meditation again. Time to calm my mind, repeat my words, let go of any thoughts that pop up. Breathe deeply. Oh, forget it. It's not working again. I guess I should just move on, eat a sandwich, and head back down the trail. Hold on, what's that? I feel a similar worry to when I almost crashed the van for the 3rd time. That's strange. What's that noise? Sounds like a rock falling or something. It must have just rolled away in the sun. No! Wait! Is that someone calling? It sounds faintly, "Help!" Oh no, maybe it is. It sounds like it's down off the side of the trail somewhere. I don't see anything, though. Well, I have nothing to lose since I was about to turn around anyway. I might as well check it out. He looked for a safe path and then carefully climbed down the rocks. They were loose from a landslide long ago and very tricky. After slipping several times, he finally got to the bottom. There, lying on her back in the dirt, was a girl. She looked unwell. Her eyes were closed, and she let out a weak squeak. "Help!" I can't believe I heard that. "Hey, are you okay?" She opened her eyes. "Who? What? Oh no, is this real? I was dreaming of a rescue, but I didn't expect someone like you to show up. Am I in danger? Oh no. I'm so sorry for anything that has happened. I'm just here to help. Please let me assist you." Reaching out, she touched his arm. Wow! You're real! Look at those arms, and those blue eyes are the best part. At least that part of my dream came true. But those eyes seemed to show a lot of pain and hurt. Uh-oh. He chuckled lightly. I'm here to help, miss. Looks like you're not feeling well. Really? Actually, my legs are fine. I'm the lead dancer in the pageant and was just practicing my pose. You know, standing on my toes? I've been lying here for days. It's freezing, no food or water, and he says, you're not feeling well. Do you happen to have any water, by the way? And stop calling me miss. He chuckled again, smiling. Actually, I do have some water. She gave him a look. Here, drink as much as you want. I can always get more from the stream. You can't just drink from the stream. Didn't anyone teach you about cleanliness? She cringed at that. There are all kinds of germs in it. I really don't need an upset stomach right now. I have a filter and some chlorine tablets. That should help. Just don't drink so much that you get sick, all right? Wow, this tastes really good. Okay, I'm ready for the prince. She smiled as she said this. I suppose food is out of the question. First, let's get you cozy in my sleeping bag. Hey, watch where your hands are. Sorry, just part of my wilderness training. What, from YouTube? He chuckled again. No, a real course. How do you feel about peanut butter? Extra chunky, of course. On bread? Seriously? I've been lying here for days dreaming of food, and you bring me a giant jar of peanut butter? No jelly? No jelly. So you go on a multi-day hike with just a jar of peanut butter, no protein bars or snacks. He shook his head. Well, I also have some bread, and it is extra crunchy. Plus, it's a big jar. Wow, have I done something wrong? No prince and now just peanut butter? Fine, I'll take 6. Just keep them coming. Here, can you make them? She nodded. So, how did you end up hurt and break your legs? I was pushed. Really? Yep, a raccoon or something came up behind me and pushed. No, I was actually watching 2 really cute marmots. You know that saying about spring and young love? Well, it's fall, so I guess it's goodbye for now. But not for you, giant. Don't get any ideas. They moved out of view, so I stood on a rock to see better, and then, bam! I fell down here. My legs got stuck, and I ended up going forward until they popped free. It sounded pretty nasty. Sounds like quite an experience. I wouldn't suggest it to anyone. No more than 1 star. I agree. Let me check on you. You've got some nice bruises on your face, by the way. Is your head okay? How's your vision and your teeth? And if it's not okay, what will you do? He laughed again. I don't know. That's in the next class. I haven't learned that part yet. But the first one told me to check. I'm starting to worry about you, rescue man. Maybe I should just wait for the next class. Let's see. It was ABC airway. Check. Breathing. Check. Circulation. Yup. Houston. She has a pulse. No, wait, that's the wrong class. She rolled her eyes, and he smiled at her. And deliver me from evil, for thou art my... Before we do anything else, let's take off those boots and check your feet to make sure they're okay. No, don't touch them. First, my dear friend, it seems you failed your YouTube course. If they were dead, there would be no point. Plus, they're so swollen that they might get even bigger, and you wouldn't be able to put them back on. My feet would freeze on the way back. Right, that makes sense. But they're so tight they need to be at least loosened, she agreed. Oh, that feels much better. Thank you, Ogre. I should have thought of that before I drifted off. Next, we need to check your clothing to make sure you're comfortable. No, don't even think about it. Stay away from me. Don't touch me or I guess it's no use screaming. I'll defend myself with this rock or I'll use my moves on you. Moves? What's that? A new kind of mixed martial art? She began to cry. Look, I know I can't stop you, but please don't do it. I'm already in so much pain. If you have to do something, please just end it for me first. I just can't. Tears filled her eyes and she covered her face with her hands. He raised his hands. No, it's all right. I'm not going to do anything. Relief appeared on her face. What? You're saying I'm not the most beautiful person you've ever saved? No, I'm not lovely? Lovely. The point of talking, Rescue Boy, is communication, and I'm sure you got what I meant. Yes, I understood you. So, you think I'm unattractive, is that it? No, not at all, he smiled. But I do think there's a reason why no animals have come by to check on you. For you are my shepherd. No, I just want to see if you have any cuts, or if the brakes are open. What if I just check your pants? No, these are my favorite pants. I think they're okay, see? No blood, so no big cuts. The brakes probably aren't open. I know you just want to have a look. I bet your special parts are just like everyone else's. That's not nice. Is that how you talk to people? I'll have you know mine is special. Ever heard the saying, her beauty is rare? Well, that's great, but I'm not looking for that right now. What? Are you not interested in women? It's fine if you aren't. No, that's not it. Oh no, sorry. The empty ring mark. Empty ring mark? She pointed to his finger where a mark was left by a ring that was no longer there. 2 years. Would it ever fade? You start noticing these things when a guy shows interest. Sometimes they lose their rings when they are dating, but the mark stays. How long? He frowned and looked away. 2 years, even though it felt like it was just yesterday. Was it death? A breakup? Wait, I'm sorry, that's too personal. It's all right. It was a breakup. His face showed the hurt from memories that rushed back. Ooh, not an easy one, huh? He shook his head. I'm sorry, so how are you going to help me? Wait. What's your name, big guy? Ian. Nice to meet you, Ian. We need to stop running into each other like this. She chuckled lightly. I'm Sam. His expression changed to one of surprise and pain. Oh no, her name? He nodded. All right. That's not a good name to use, or you might leave me here. My middle name is Allison. What if you just called me Allie? Would that work? He nodded and wiped a tear away. So now that we're done with the introductions, how are you going to get me out of here? Where's your horse, my not-so-fair prince? I'll carry you. No way. It's a 2-day trip back. I know you're strong, but I don't think you can do that. Allie, listen. There's no phone service. It's 2 days back. Even if a rescue team came, it would take them a while to reach you. I doubt you'd want to wait that long. And that would not be good. And you're small. Just try not to eat or drink too much on the way back. They both laughed. I promise. What about one of those stretchers you can make? You can pull me along, Mr. Woodsman. You've taken a course in that too, right? Actually, I have, but it might be harder than you think. Okay, truth time, Ian. The animals were right. I haven't moved much and, well, I had an accident. I couldn't ask you to... What? Did something happen? Well, she smiled, not my special area. It's just the stuff above and behind that. Another reason to help you. We can clean you up and take care of your clothes. Please, Ian. No, please. Whatever you say, miss. We aim to please. Did you have a bag or anything? I did, and it had some good food in it. But I didn't have it on when I fell. I heard some animal up there making a noise that sounded like it was going through my bag. Must have taken it. I didn't see it, but we can look again. So, I'll pack things up and splint your legs where they are with these boot laces. Then I'll lift you onto my shoulders, give you my backpack, and I'll see if I can make it up the slope safely. Ian. No way. No problem, I've been exercising. Want to see how strong I am? Yeah, great. I feel so much better now. Maybe I should just give up. So we'll both be facing the same way when you're on my back? He looked at her in confusion. Oh, rescue man, I waste my best jokes on you. Then he laughed suddenly. Yes, we'll both be facing the same way. It felt good to laugh. It had been a long time. She was funny. I can't believe that after 2 days, she still has the strength to joke around. He packed up some things, got more water, and carefully picked her up. She let out a cry of pain, even with her legs wrapped, but she didn't complain. He easily lifted her onto his shoulders and handed her the pack. What took 15 minutes to go down took almost 2 hours to come back up. Much of it was on all fours. He was soaked by the time he got to the top. Sorry, Allie. I'm as wet as you are. Yes, and you smell much worse, by the way. She patted his chest and kept her hand there for a moment. Ian, you should stop and take a break. No, I'm okay. Your pants are heavy, but you're light. You're impossible. Just breathe in that fresh mountain air. She playfully tapped his head. Smells like a sweaty troll to me. They say that after a while you get used to it. Ian, please do me a favor and just throw me over the edge. I can wait for the next rescue team. She gently tapped his head again, but then played with his hair. Sorry. From here it'll be easier. Most of it is downhill. It's going to get dark soon. Can you pass me the pack? He reached in, took out a headlamp, and then held the pack by its straps. Off he went. In less than half an hour, he noticed she had fallen asleep. It was a restless sleep. She whimpered occasionally, which indicated she must be in pain. She must be so tired. A half hour later, it was completely dark. He kept walking through the night, needing to make good progress. He decided to stop when she woke up and needed a break. On he trudged, keeping a steady pace. He tried to ignore his body and push down the painful memories from his past. Those memories kept haunting him, but sometimes, during the night, he couldn't help but shed a tear. She suddenly woke up with a start and exclaimed, "Ian, it's dark. You should stop and rest. Is that a light over there? Is it almost dawn? Did I sleep through our break? No way. You walked all night? You need to take a break. Even trolls need breaks." "No, I'm okay. I'm a bit scared to stop." "I understand. But Ian, there's a problem. I drank too much water. I don't know what to do." Her eyes filled with tears. "I'm so sorry you have to deal with this. What should I do?" "Listen, you have options. If it's going to be too hard, just do what you need to do. I'm pretty wet already, and your pants are wet too." "No, I couldn't do that. I feel embarrassed enough already. I usually smell nice." He laughed. "Just put me down on a log or something. I'll manage. Just don't think about leaving me there." Laughing, he said, "Sure, whatever." He found a log and lowered her onto it, then turned his back and listened as she figured things out. "Need help?" he asked. "No, just give me a moment." Moments later, the sound of a strong stream reached his ears. "Oh man, Ali, I hope no one is around to see this. We might get in trouble." "You're impossible. Feel free to laugh at me if you want." "I'm glad I put you down. I would have been soaked. How much water did you drink?" "Bad ogre. That's not how you talk to a lady. Seriously, Ian, you should take a break. I need more water and some of that peanut butter. I'm cold and could use the sleeping bag. Can you help me?" "Of course. 1 hour, no more. I'm setting a timer. Here's the water and food. I'm just going to lie down for a minute." "No, ogre. We both need to get under the sleeping bag to stay warm, okay? Can you be trusted?" "I'll be like the animals that hurt you." "Dear Lord, please help me out of this situation. I don't really care how." She smiled at him and kept looking at him. He smiled back and crawled under the sleeping bag with her. He fell asleep quickly from being so tired. It felt like just a minute when the alarm went off. He woke up and stretched, unsure if that rest was a good choice. He drank some water and had a spoonful of peanut butter, saving the bread for her. "Ready to go? Do you need to use a log?" She nodded. He helped her onto the log and turned his back. When she was ready, he lifted her onto his shoulders, grabbed the pack, and began to walk. "So, Ian, where are you from? You don't sound local. Your accent isn't from New York." "I'm from North Carolina, about an hour from Raleigh. Do you know where that is?" "Sure. It's between Iowa and Minnesota, right?" They both laughed. "Exactly." "Ian, when I get better and can use my legs, you better watch out. I know where Raleigh is. I used to spend a lot of time looking at maps online at the library, thinking about where I would go if I had the chance. Did you go to NC State?" "No, I went to UNC Charlotte. I liked their computer science program and wanted to get a little away from home." "That makes sense. Both cities are growing fast and have great job options." "I'm impressed." "How did you know that?" "I read a lot, and I usually remember most of what I read. It just sticks with me." "Where did you go to school?" "Just my GED. That's it. I want to learn more, but I've never had the chance. Life got in the way. My childhood was not a typical family life." "So what do you do, Ian, besides helping people in the woods?" "I own a computer store. We do sales, service, and advice." "The store in town?" He nodded. "I look in the window sometimes. Computers are amazing. They can take you anywhere and teach you so much. I wish I knew more about them. I've mostly used the ones at school or the library, and they're kind of old. You should learn more. There are great job opportunities. Maybe you could work for me someday." "Really, Ian? That would be awesome. I would be the best worker you ever had." "Well, you'd be my only worker." "Then I guess that makes me the best." She laughed. "Yes, you would be the best. I could get you a trophy. You could be Employee of the Month." "That's great." But then she sighed. "But you don't need to do that, Ian. You're already helping me so much." "So what about this ex? What happened?" He stopped and looked tense. "Ian, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up, it just came out. He started walking again. Ian, please say something. I'm really sorry. My mom always said my mouth gets me into trouble. They walked quietly for a long time, stopping only for short breaks. He remained quiet, moving slowly. She admired his strength and gently ran her fingers through his dark brown hair. She also took in the beauty of the forest and wished she hadn't said anything. The leaves were mostly gone higher up, but there were still many lower down. She mostly just looked ahead at the path, her thoughts wandering as she tried to ignore the discomfort. The pain in her legs was getting worse. As night fell, he needed a break. They hadn't seen anyone else on the path. His phone still wasn't working. He collected wood and made a small fire in a circle of rocks so the heat would keep her warm. He found a nearby stream, and even though the water was cold, he washed quickly and lay down in the water. This feels nice, he thought. He was partly visible in the dim light, and she didn't look away. Well, Allie, my clothes are starting to smell bad. Is it okay if I wash them and hang them by the fire? I promise I'm not going without anything on, and I have regular underwear. But when you're as big as I am? Well, you know. I know that's probably where you keep an extra pair of socks. She laughed. My secret is out. I actually have some clean clothes in my bag I can change into. I have a couple of t-shirts if you want to change. Sure. I'd love to get my pants cleaned, but I don't know how to take them off with my splints and all, and my underwear is small. Here's an idea. I know you didn't want to, but I have a pair of sweatpants in my bag. What if I cut the hem of your pants off? She started to protest. Wait, I'll get you some water to wash off, and you can wear the sweatpants. I'll only cut the seams so they can be sewn back. Honestly, I can just buy you a new pair if that makes you feel better. Once we get back and you're at the hospital, I can drive to your house and get you some new clothes. His offer made her look pained. She seemed to deflate and began to cry. Ali, I'm so sorry. What did I do wrong? Nothing, Ian. It's just me. I don't have any other clothes. I don't have anything, she said. She pulled up the sleeves of her sweatshirt, showing scars and bumps. Ian, I used to struggle with substance use. My mom got me hooked on something when I was younger. We were always having a hard time, but a couple of years ago, she fell into deeper issues. I just couldn't handle it. I saw her fall apart right in front of me. It was like she was breaking down. Then she passed away, probably from an overdose. I didn't know for hours because I was so out of it. That day I quit. I promised myself never to return to that life. It was terrible. Stopping was really hard. I was in a lot of pain and... well, it doesn't matter. I've been clean for a year, but I'm still at a recovery house near the church. I have a part-time job, but no one wants to hire me because, you know, this is a small town and they knew my mom. They don't trust me. I don't blame them. It just takes money to move away and start over, and I don't have that. So if you want to leave me here, I understand. You've already done so much for me. No way. You quit the hard stuff. That takes a lot of strength. That's amazing. And here I was, feeling sorry for myself. Don't worry, Allie. I'll help you get back on your feet. No strings attached. He held up his hands. I promise. She felt tears in her eyes and began to cry. Why, Ian? Why would you help me? Because you need support. That's just what good friends do. He smiled and pulled out some sweatpants and a t-shirt. I think these will fit you. Okay. He carefully removed the splints and adjusted her clothing, making sure she was covered with the sleeping bag. A small adjustment revealed her torn undergarments, and he thought to himself that it would need fixing later. Here's some fresh mountain water. It's a bit cold, but it's the best I could do, and here's a t-shirt for you to clean up with. I guess I'll have to dispose of it afterward, he said. She smiled. You really know how to make someone feel cared for. Now let me wash. She did her best to clean herself and put on the oversized sweatpants and t-shirt. Oh, this shirt smells just like Ian, she thought. I like it. She tucked her old undergarments into his pack, pondering their fate against her remaining set stored away. She had drifted off to sleep when he returned. He gathered more wood, found some peanut butter, refilled their water, and lay down next to her, adjusting the sleeping bag to keep her warm. A few hours later, a noise stirred him awake. He switched on his headlamp. A bear, he thought, worried. He jumped up, grabbed a stick with some embers from the fire, and approached the bear, which retreated but would likely return, drawn by the scent of food. "We should really get moving," he whispered to himself. He gently woke Allie and helped her get ready, ensuring she was comfortable in her oversized sweatpants. As dawn broke, they made their way towards the parking lot where his truck waited. It had been a day and a half since they began their journey. "Let's get you settled, and I'll take you to the hospital in Dillard. They have a doctor who can assist you," he assured her. Upon reaching the emergency department, he entered, explained the situation, and returned with a nurse and a wheelchair. They assisted Ali into the chair while he parked the truck. When he came back, Ali was already undergoing an X-ray. The nurse approached him with forms and expressed her astonishment at his efforts. "You carried her that far in 36 hours? You're quite remarkable." "No, I'm not a hero," he replied. "I just did what anyone would do. Ali is the real hero. She endured for 2 days with her injuries before I found her, with no food or drink. Then another day and a half on my back. She deserves the recognition." Not long after, the on-call doctor came to speak with him. "Ian?" he confirmed with a nod. "I'm Dr. Jones. Ali gave me permission to discuss her condition with you. She mentioned meeting you on the trail?" Once again, he nodded. "She needs to go into surgery as soon as we can prepare. Her fractures are quite severe with multiple pieces involved. We'll be placing plates on the fibula. But for the main bone, the tibia, I'm going to insert a rod to hold the pieces together, place a long plate over all the breaks, and then add some screws and bone grafts. She's been through a serious injury, quite like what happens in a severe accident with her bones broken into many pieces. I'm not sure how she managed to do this. Since it won't be stable right away, I need to put a metal device on the outside until it starts to heal and hold together. After that, she'll switch to wearing casts. This will probably last about 6 weeks. The surgery will take a few hours, and she won't be able to put weight on her legs for at least 4 to 6 months. Then she'll need therapy. With one leg, she could use crutches, but with both legs. Doctor, she asked me to tell you she doesn't want any pain medicine. She has had issues with medication before and is worried about becoming dependent again. I understand. We talked about that. Getting a line for IV fluids was difficult. We had to go through the vein in her neck. It's incredible how far she's come. We'll use nerve blocks that should help for a day. After that, she can have acetaminophen. If she managed to cope with pain for nearly 4 days, she can handle some discomfort from this surgery. She will be here for a few days, but she can't go back to the crisis house and doesn't seem to have any family. I can help with that, doctor. She can stay at my place, and I can assist her with whatever she needs to feel better. You would do that? You just met her? That's what people do, sir. We help those in need, right? So, no problem. Where do you live, Ian? Not far. In Grinwald. I own the computer store there. Oh, you're that guy. My wife bought a computer from you. She loved the service and really enjoys her computer. Maybe the hospital could use someone like you. It seems like they're wasting a lot of money. The system we have is really slow and never works well, especially when we need it in the morning. I plan to talk to them. Anyway, would you like to see her until it's time to take her back? She was asking about you. I'm a bit messy, doctor. Are you sure it's okay? I mean, it's fine, Ian. This is a small hospital, not a fancy one. As they walked to the waiting area, he said, Hey, Allie, you seem to be doing a bit better. And you still don't smell great, Ogre. Tears came to her eyes. I'm scared, Ian. Scared about the surgery and what comes next. The doctor said I can't put weight on my legs for 4 to 6 months, or even longer. She started crying. What will I do, Ian? Am I going to end up in a nursing home with really sick old people or something worse? I'm so scared. Really scared. In my past life, it didn't matter much. Everything was tough. But now, what will I do? He took her hand. She jumped at first and tried to pull away. He held on gently. Then she looked into his eyes and calmed down. I've got a plan. She flinched and tried to pull her hand away. Please, Ian, no, not like that. I won't hurt you. No pressure. You need help, and the doctor says there's no one else. I promise. You can have the bedroom. I'll take the couch. It'll be fine. When you feel better, you can help out in my store to pay me back. How does that sound? You said you wanted to be employee of the month, right? And if you don't want me around, well, I can sleep at the office or something. Whatever you need to feel, okay? She just stared into his blue eyes, searching. Who is this guy? You would do that for me? Why? We just met? No one has ever done anything for me. Ever. Tears filled her eyes again. He offered her a tissue. So, the plan is, I'll stay with you until the surgery starts. Then I'll go home, clean up. He thought about tidying his apartment and getting some food. And then I'll be back by the time you go to your room. Sound good? I hope I can make it back in time. But Ian, you don't have to. Yes, I do. There's no way I won't help Allie. Maybe helping her will take my mind off my own troubles. She squeezed his hand. Thank you, Ogre. And thank you for saving me. My life is changing. And maybe in other ways, too, she said with a smile. But no more peanut butter, he chuckled. Just wait until you taste my peanut butter pie. I use a store-bought crust and melt some peanut butter. Stop! You're making me feel sick. They both laughed. When the hospital staff arrived to take her away, he wished her good luck and softly touched her forehead. She flinched at first as he got close, but then relaxed and smiled. Sorry, Ian. I have my hang-ups, but thank you for everything. Wish me luck. As they wheeled her away, he hurried off. Better to go home and freshen up first. The people at the store wouldn't appreciate me showing up like this. Not good for business. I'd clear the place out. He smiled to himself, quickly tidied the apartment, picked up his dirty clothes, and started a load in the washing machine. He rinsed the dishes and loaded them into the dishwasher. Then he changed the sheets on the bed and cleaned the bathroom, and so on. An hour passed before he headed to the department store. He needed a toothbrush, deodorant, some scented soap with a scrubbing sponge, shampoo, conditioner, and a hairbrush for her long blonde hair. He grabbed some scrunchies to tie her hair up, too. I have no clue what she'll need. Never had sisters. Sam had short hair, but I guess most of the other things will be similar. I might need a second cart soon. Buying all this stuff for the first time is adding up. Oh well. Next, he looked for clothes. The nurse had given him an idea of her sizes. Sam was bigger. The clothing labels were hard to read. Scrubs, shorts, t-shirts, sweatshirts, socks, shoes, 2 sizes of sneakers. I can always return what doesn't fit. He glanced at other items but decided against them. No idea. He also needed an inflatable mattress. This was going to be a challenge. Sheets, blankets, towels, washcloths. His place was pretty bare, a single guy's home. But now someone else would be living there, and a woman recovering from an injury at that. Next, he went to the medical supply store. He explained what he needed, and they helped him choose the right equipment for home. Finally, he headed to the grocery store. He bought a lot of food. Good food. Not his usual frozen meals. Salads, meat, vegetables, cereal. His truck was packed. Thank goodness for the truck bed cover. He put everything away and returned to the hospital in 3 hours. Just as he pulled out his laptop to get some work done, the surgeon came out. He jumped up. Is she okay? Yes, Ian. The surgery went well. No problems. There were a lot of small pieces and a lot of healing to go through. Because of all the pieces and a large area, we had to use that external fixator I mentioned earlier. Hers is larger than most, with many rods on her right leg, while the left wasn't as serious. She might not like it, but it will be better than the casts she'll get later on. Trust me, she won't enjoy having long leg casts on both legs. Ian looked confused and asked, Sorry, what do you mean by that? Her casts will go from her foot to her thigh on both sides. Oh. She won't be able to put weight on her legs for at least 3 months, maybe even 6 or more. We need to wait until everything is solid, so she'll need a wheelchair and a lot of rest. The good news is that none of her joints are hurt, and since she's young, she should heal well. But it's going to take some time, altogether, about a year. I got some supplies while she was in surgery. That's great. The nurses will give you a list of what she'll need at home, and social services might be able to help out too. Can I see her? Soon, when she's moved to her room. When they called him, he went to her room. She was still sleepy. He walked to her bed and gently moved her hair from her face. She opened her eyes and smiled. Hey there, Ogre. You look nice. You didn't have to dress up for me. He chuckled. I might have to stay at work after all. The doctor said everything went well, but you've got some fancy equipment under those sheets. He gave her a bouquet of flowers he had bought. She started to tear up. You joker! I just came back from surgery and now you're making me emotional. Ian? No one's ever bought me flowers before. Well, once, but I didn't get to keep them. Thank you. But why are you doing all this? Because I can, and I want to help. I need to. So that white ring thing was tough. I can't stop thinking about it. I need a purpose, something to keep my mind busy. Helping you might be just what I need. It's simple because you need help, and that's what people do for each other. He smiled. Besides, what other choice do you have? You'll be off your feet for a while. How are you feeling? It hurts, but not as much as before. I swear they put bricks in these dressings to make them heavier. Want to see? Yes, but promise you won't peek under my gown. I know your kind. He rolled his eyes. Just kidding, big guy. They carefully pulled back the sheet to see large metal rods attached to both legs. Well, those look useful. Her eyes filled with tears. Ian, I don't know what I would have done without your help. No problem. A bear would have gotten you anyway if I hadn't gotten to you first. Thanks for that. Honestly, though, thank you. And she squeezed his hand. On the 5th day, she was allowed to go home. She could use a wheelchair, but her legs needed to be elevated most of the time to help with swelling. He had been visiting her before and after work, and they learned a lot about each other, but they didn't discuss their pasts. At Ian's apartment, he said, "Here it is, Allie. Home sweet home. Luckily, it's a walk-in, so we can easily get you in and out. Hang on, I'll show you around. This is the living room. I use a Roku for TV and movies. I'll show you how this works. And here's the kitchen where you can prepare your meals." He chuckled. "Actually, I moved a lot of things to the lower shelves here and in the pantry over there so you can reach snacks and protein bars from your chair. And here's the peanut butter. Hope it's extra crunchy." "Of course. But I don't think you'll want any of my cooking, Ian. It's not safe to eat. Even the FDA would warn you about it. Here is the bathroom. What's that in there?" "A shower chair. You move from the wheelchair to the shower chair, do what you need to do, then move back. I got you all kinds of nice soaps and shampoos. Out here I have a toothbrush, a comb, deodorant, and a razor. An extra heavy-duty razor with a bunch of blades. The package says it can be used on llamas. I even stopped by the vet supply store for some sheep clippers. You know, just in case." She stuck out her tongue at him. "Oh, and some of these." He turned a little red. "You bought me those?" She felt tears starting. "Wow, Mountain Man. How did you know to get those? Did you buy them for—" He frowned. "Sorry, Ian, I shouldn't have—" It was the hardest thing I ever bought. I never did it before. Sizes, shapes, brands. I finally asked a woman, and she told me these are the best ones. They're big and can be washed and used again. Get out of here, you goof. No, really, I did ask a woman, and she said these would be good. I can get anything else you need. Just make a list. Ian, you've already done so much. I'll find a way to repay you. More tears. Okay, then. On with the tour. Here's the bedroom, with new sheets. I got rid of the old ones and made sure there are no bugs. Remember, you need to do those exercises about 6 times a day. You have to make those arms of yours stronger to help you move better. I can't be carrying you everywhere with my bad back. What is that thing? A bedside commode. You know, so if you need to go at night, you can just move to it right away. If you call, I can help move your legs. But you might be able to just shift onto it and keep your legs on the bed. Oh, and there's a pot underneath that can be emptied in the morning, like a chamber pot. And I set up about 30 rolls of toilet paper next to it, just in case. Now she turned red. Sorry about that, Ian. This is way more than I expected. And so much about my personal care. But are you sure it wouldn't be better for you to use it? I mean, I know as you get older, you might need to go more often. She laughed. Nice one, Allie, he said, trying to ignore her joke but smiling. It's just what you need to get better. You should call me when you need help. I promise to keep things professional and not focus on any private matters. You ogres really know how to talk. I bet the ogre girls just love that. But Ian, I just don't know. He raised his hand to stop her. You need help, Allie. It's that simple. That's what people do. Or at least that's what they should do. I'm happy to help. You are important and deserve care. Not just... He pointed down. Mr. Ogre, you're too much. Can you help me to bed so I can rest? I need a short nap. Then I have exercises to do and food to eat. He guided her to the bed but made her move on her own. Ian, before you go, I know this is breaking the rules about being professional, but can I thank you for everything you've done? What? Sure. He leaned over and gave her a quick expression of gratitude. She tensed at first, but then relaxed and held his face while they shared a gentle moment. She sighed and pulled away. You silly. Get out of here. I'm sorry, Allie. Maybe I misunderstood. You did. She spoke softly. I thought it would be bad, but it wasn't. I thought I would hate it, but I didn't. It was nice. Oh, Ian, I shouldn't have done that, right? He looked puzzled and turned to leave. Wait, can we do that again, please? He came back, leaned down, and they shared another brief moment of connection. She held him close, enjoying the experience. Wow, still nice. Ian, what am I supposed to do now? Just focus on getting better, Allie. I'll go make you a peanut butter sandwich. Get out! Wait! Where are you going to sleep, Ian? I'm taking your bed. That's not fair. I got an inflatable mattress. I figured the couch wouldn't be good enough. And I thought your things might break the mattress. I'll be fine. You take your nap, and I'll make something healthy for you. After you're ready, we can watch TV. The next morning, he helped her into her chair, helped her get cleaned up, and laid out scrubs for her. We didn't talk about it yesterday, but I bought you some clothes. T-shirts, long sleeves, baggy shorts, and those scrubs. I even bought some comfortable dresses. I got you some everyday items, but I didn't know what size to get for, well, you know. She rolled over to him. Everyday items? Is that what you call them in North Carolina? I wear a 34C, but maybe I should go with you to choose some. I could manage without, but then you might get the wrong idea. What are you thinking, Ian? Something too practical? They're just practical, Allie. I already feel bad enough. This will not help my self-esteem. Sorry, Allie. I can return what doesn't work and take you to the store to get anything else you need. You know our saying, we aim to please. Ali, please don't cry. It's not a big issue. It is a big deal, Ian. No one has ever given me anything except for problems. They fell into a daily routine. Allie looked for things to keep her busy. She tried cooking his meals, cleaning, and doing the laundry. She started watching videos on his TV about cooking and computers. When it was warm, she sat outside in the sun and talked to neighbors as they walked by with their dogs. But when Ian came home, she asked, Ian, can I come to work with you and maybe learn about computers? I've never even had a cell phone or a computer. I would love to help out. I could greet customers if I can see them from where I sit. And I hope your office works for everyone, she said with a smile. But I could answer the phone and take messages too. What do you think? She asked. Sure, that would be great. The next morning, she went with him to work. He started moving things around to make it easier for her to get around and showed her the office. So this is the famous computer services office. It's really nice. Do you get many walk-ins or are most appointments made in advance? Both. She mostly watched but began to greet the customers as they entered. Ali, I need to see someone quickly. I'll be back in less than an hour. Just tell people that. They can come back or leave their number, whatever they prefer. The same goes for the phone. Let folks know to leave a message and their number. There are notepads by the phone and on the counter. If you have any problems or questions, just call me. Here's my number. It seemed he left at the busiest time. Each person received a warm greeting, an apology, and a clear explanation while they were given choices. When he returned, he had lunch and a package. He took a box from the back to add to his bag, and they shared lunch together. After that, he attended to the customers. She loved it. When they got home, she offered to make dinner, but he smiled and said he would handle it. After dinner, he said, Ali, I have a couple of gifts for you. First, here's a cell phone. It's really a small computer. I already saved my number in it so you can call or text anytime. I'll show you how to use it. I also saved the doctor's number. And here's an iPad, which is a computer with a bigger screen. I'll teach you how to use that too. Wow, Ian, this is too much. I can't accept this, she exclaimed. He raised his hand. It's not a big deal, Allie, but I'd like you to help me with some phone questions. I get 5 calls or more each day from people who need help. They often can't figure out what to do. I'm glad to assist because they could become future customers, but I simply don't have the time, and there's no charge for the phone call. If you could learn enough to help with those calls, it would be a big help for me. There's a lot of information online. Once you know the Apple system really well, we could look at the Android system next. How does that sound? Is it something you'd like to do? Oh, yes, that would be amazing. I can't wait to get good at this. Do I get a certificate or a plaque when I finish? He smiled and shook his head. Sure, Allie. You'll get something. They're all set up for you to join the network here and at work. So if you want to send me a quick message. That night, as soon as he lay down, his phone buzzed. Oh no. What is it now? Ian, thank you for everything. I can't repay you, but I will try. That was her first message. Her following messages turned out well. She was becoming more confident. She was really getting into learning about computers, often staying up late after he went to bed, as they moved into the second week. Ali, I'm getting a bit tired of you just sitting all day. I know you're busy with Apple training, but I'm sorry, Ian, what do you want me to do? He smiled. How about going to school? I think I'd really like that, but I don't have money. My boss only gives me room and board, she smiled back. Ali, there are community colleges that offer free tuition. You could learn online or in person. I spoke to the people at a nearby college and they think you should apply. You just need to fill out an application online. We'll also need to find your birth certificate and high school records. Ali, did you finish high school? It's okay if you didn't. I just want to know. Calm down, Ian. I finished. Remember, GED? It was tough, but I did it. Great! We need a lot of documents, but as a new computer expert, that shouldn't be hard for you. And take my credit card for any fees. What do you think? They even have computer training courses that lead to a certificate, and we know how much you love those. They're made for people who are working. Since it's a training program, you won't need to take all those extra classes unless you want to. Just focus on computers. The semester starts next week, so let's hurry. She hugged him tightly. Thank you, Ian. Thank you. Ian, am I wrong to think that maybe you feel a stronger connection to me than just as someone you helped? No, Allie. You're right. Not at all. Ian, I really want to be close to you, but I'm scared. This is all so new to me. I have a lot of things I'm dealing with. You deserve someone better. I'm not sure how to handle all of this. I just don't want to mess it up. Remember the Titanic? Please talk to me and tell me if I'm making mistakes. I hope you can be patient with me. I've never felt this way about anyone before, and I really don't want to mess it up. Always remember that, he said with a nod. He offered her a reassuring smile. No worries, Allie. There's no rush. You control the timing. Now go online and start that application. Just 3 days later, as the shop was closing, a young woman with short hair walked in. She seemed nervous and anxious. After taking 3 deep breaths to calm herself, she stepped forward. Allie greeted her. Hi, miss. Thank you for coming. We were just about to close. How can I help you? Standing tall, she took a deep breath. I need to see Ian. It's really important that I talk to him. Okay, he's in the back. Can I tell him what this is about? She looked down and said, It might be better if you didn't. Then she added, Wait, you're the girl. Ali, the girl from the news. That's how I found him, after 2 years. What news? Allie asked, surprised. Your picture and story were everywhere. You're the girl Ian saved, right? Yes, I guess I am, she said quietly. And looking at you, I think you might be Sam. The girl nodded. Okay, I won't say anything. I'll get him. She turned and whispered, Good luck. Then she called out, Ian, there's someone here who really needs to talk to you. Please listen closely. What? He asked as he walked out. He froze for a moment before slowly approaching the counter, keeping a distance between them. She straightened up and said, Oh, Ian. She reached out a hand but then let it drop. Ian, I'm so sorry for what I did. I cared about you more than anyone else. I still care about you. I miss you every single day. I wish I could have you beside me again. But what kind of person could do what I did to you? How did I think it was okay? It was wrong, so wrong. I keep asking how and why. I've been going to therapy every week since you left, but I still don't have answers. Ian continued to stare at her, his expression unreadable. I can't forget the mistakes I've made. I don't know if I'll ever get over it. When I crashed into the van the second time, I didn't even know it was you. I promised myself that if I lived, I would be the best and most loyal partner. I meant it. I haven't seen Bo or Rex since that night. I haven't seen anyone. I'm not asking you to forgive me or to understand. I don't deserve that. I just want to help you. If I could take away your pain, I would do it without thinking. I'll do anything to help, just anything. If you never want to see me again, I completely understand. I feel the pain I caused every day and can't imagine what you feel inside. But thank you for letting me at least say I'm sorry." She took a few deep breaths between her cries. He kept looking at her. She hesitated. "Ian? Please say something. I want to help you. I can still see the hurt in your eyes." She started to walk away, but paused. "But Ian, please, if you do nothing else, go see your parents. Your mom cries every day. They barely talk to Bo and Rex." Those two moved away. "Your parents almost split up because of this, Ian. Your dad blames your mom for everything. He wanted to tell you from the start. My parents are the same. They might end up separating too. All because of me. Because of what I've done." She held herself tightly and let out a painful sound. "Please, Ian, please say something, anything. I just feel so hurt. What is wrong with you, Ian? For goodness sake. You need to be there for her. Remember? People should support each other. When someone is in need, come on, Ian. You have two women who care about you deeply." "Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry." "You have two women who care so much. They would do anything. Just to help ease your pain a little, to pull you out of that dark place in your mind and back into life. But you won't let us in. Just one look into your eyes shows the hurt you're feeling. I see it. Sam sees it. I care about you so much, but it breaks my heart every time I look into those eyes. It hurts me, and I can't imagine how hard it is for you. But you won't open that shell you've built around yourself to let us in. It's been 2 years, Ian. It's time to face your demons. Time to let them go. Time to start forgiveness and moving on. Please." Sam was shocked. No one spoke to Ian like that. Ian turned his head from Sam to Allie, frustration brewing in him. Everything he felt inside was showing now. He stepped forward and spoke intensely. "Do it, Ian! Let it out! You've been holding this in for too long. I know that look. I can sense the storm inside you. If it helps even a little, let it go. Please, just express what you've been feeling." "You don't know what it's like, Allie. Every night I see memories that torment me." Sam gasped, feeling the weight of his words. "You saw us? Oh no, I'm so sorry, A sound of distress escaped Sam. She covered her mouth, fighting back tears. "And knowing it went on even while we were together and through my whole marriage. Finding out that your parents knew but never told you. Her parents knew and never told you. That feels like a lot of betrayals from people you cared about. How do you think I should feel? It was terrible, Ian. What happened to you was unfair, and it shouldn't happen to anyone. But you have to move on. Don't let the past shadow all the good things in your life." He held on to her tighter. "But the memories and fears, they linger. You have no idea. You want to hear about memories? Think about the feelings of being hurt on your 13th birthday and not having anyone there to help. All that pain doesn't have to define you." And after that, she never spoke of it again. So much for my big moment. What was yours like, Ian? Think about being asked to the junior prom. I liked him, and he was the first boy who really saw me and asked me out. Imagine wearing your beautiful dress and then having everything turned upside down unexpectedly and painfully. Someone who hurt me in ways I couldn't understand. The last thing I remember is my date at the door and another person telling him to leave. I wasn't going anywhere. Then he tossed the flowers he brought for me on the ground. That was my last day at school. I never went back. Imagine waking up in bed with your mom, still feeling some effects, but you can sense a void starting to take hold, and wondering how you would navigate through it. Opening your eyes and rolling over to see her there, still and quiet. And knowing that if you hadn't been so caught up in your own struggles, you might have been able to help her. She wasn't perfect, took a lot from me, but she was still my mom. Want to compare stories, Ian? I have plenty to share, bet I can top you. Look at my arms, my legs, scars everywhere. But I have scars inside too. Anywhere there was a vein. I even had to draw my own blood at the hospital because they couldn't find a vein. Then I set up my own IV so they could give me medication until they put a larger one in my neck while I was asleep. I feel less than whole. I'm so scared that one day you'll want to see me fully and be upset, telling me to leave. Those scars remind me of who I was and who I will never be again. But you hide your scars behind that strong chest of yours, in that pretty but troubled head of yours, and in that place where your spirit should be. Let us help you, Ian. If not me, Then your mom or someone you haven't met yet. Let someone in. Let someone help you, she cried even harder. You are holding on to your pain and suffering more tightly than I ever did. Please, get help, Ian! He kept staring at her, and she prepared herself for his response. She could almost sense the weight of what was coming, knowing it would be difficult to bear. But the moment never materialized. He held onto her t-shirt tightly and stared at her. She was now the cause of his deep pain. Looking into his eyes, Allie spoke softly, almost like a gentle whisper filled with sadness. I told you I was scared I'd mess things up. I really messed it up badly, didn't I? I never should have said anything. I'm sorry. I'll stay at the store tonight, then I'll head back to the crisis center tomorrow. I appreciate everything you've done for me. I'll find a way to repay you. He relaxed his grip and let her slide back into her seat. His face softened, and he seemed to lose all his strength. He began to cry. For the first time since that night in Carolina, tears fell from his eyes. Ian, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to. Allie, you cannot leave. I need you. I may have saved your life, but you are saving me. Everything you said is true. I needed to hear that. I'm sorry. If I had hurt you, I don't think I could have lived with it. That would be something I could never forget. I am sorry. He bent down and offered comfort with a gentle gesture, then wiped a tear from her cheek. Turning to look at Sam, she flinched. I'm sorry, too. I should have listened to what you were saying. We were young and foolish. I should have seen it from the beginning. Looking back, the signs were always there. We don't get chances to do things over in life. Maybe we've become better people now. I'm not sure. You can still be a wonderful and loyal partner, but just not with me. I'm sorry for that, but it's just not possible. She nodded. And I forgive you. He came around and hugged her. She held him tightly and started to cry. Ian, I'm so sorry. I ruined everything, and look at how it hurt others. I don't think anyone could mess things up as badly as I did. But thank you. Thank you so much. He kept holding her while she cried. When she finally calmed down, she let go. Allie said, Sam, you are a very lovely woman, but right now you don't look great. I guess none of us do. The restroom is just around the corner. Let me show you where it is so you can freshen up a bit. Then maybe Mr. Grumpy here will take us both out to eat. Someplace with a ramp, of course. I don't know about you, but I'm really hungry. We can all fit in the truck, though my gear takes up a lot of space. They moved toward the restroom. In a quiet voice, Allie asked, Hold on a second, Sam. Where are you going to sleep tonight? To be honest, I wasn't sure if he would even want to see me. I thought it would be so bad that I would just want to leave town quickly and cry somewhere else. You were right about that. It was pretty awful. I feared I had pushed too far, that I was going to get into serious trouble. I hope we don't have to go through that again. Here's the deal. I think you both need more help than just a dinner together. You could join me, but you'll need to deal with my stuff. I've been going through a lot lately. He's on an air mattress. We could move that into the bedroom, and you can sleep on it while Mooseman takes the couch. He doesn't know it yet, but tomorrow is Friday, and I'm going to close the store and change his appointments. I'll say it's family troubles in Carolina. Ali, thank you. But why are you doing this? I'm the ex. Aren't you and he, No, he's stuck. Honestly, I'm stuck too. That was our third moment of connection. You might have heard I have problems, but if I have to compete with someone he still cares about, it won't work in the long run. I really care about him, but he has to choose me, or you, or maybe someone else. Ali, I think he has made his choice and it's not me. I've been waiting for 2 years hoping he would love me enough to forgive what I did, but one look into his eyes, how could I have ever hurt him? Or us? She started to cry. One look, and I knew there was no coming back from that. Ali moved closer and hugged her. That said, I thought you were in big trouble when he grabbed you. I've never seen him act that way. We grew up together, and it was unsettling. I was trying to figure out how to support you. I'm just relieved he didn't try to confront me like that. I would have felt really uncomfortable. Let me get cleaned up, and we can talk about the ogre? Is that what you call him? Yep, keeps him grounded. They both laughed. They spent the night talking and sharing stories. It wasn't easy, and Allie stepped in a few times, but mostly they caught up on each other's lives and reminisced about good memories. Allie shared many stories with Sam. In the end, all three felt a little better, and Allie noticed Ian start to lighten up. It was a small step toward feeling better. After breakfast, a tired-looking Sam said he had to go and thank them for their support. He had a lot of anger and sadness that needed to fade away, but healing takes time for both of them. On Monday, around midday at work, the hospital's CFO called. "Ian, we're spending a lot on our computer system, and it's really slow, especially in the mornings when we have a lot of demand. I also think we're paying too much for software licenses and hardware. I believe we need to check what we have, how it's working, and see how we can improve things and save money. Is that something you'd be interested in? It could start as a consulting job, and who knows, it might turn into something long-term if you want. What do you think?" "Sure, sounds good. You all do a great job for the people in this area. If I can help you improve and provide even better care, I'm all in. When can we meet to talk about it?" After they set a date. "Ali, do you realize what this could mean? It could almost be a full-time job, with benefits and everything. I might be able to juggle some of this on the side, but I might not need to." She hugged him tightly. "Ian, this is a dream come true for you. I'm so happy for you. The town needs you. Even the towns nearby need your help. Maybe we can find someone to join us and keep things running. It could be called Computer Services Associates. If my legs could get better, I could even help out." "You don't seem so sure. Let's wait and see how it goes. I want to learn as much as I can for now. Now let's head home and I'll make you a special dinner." "Hey, why are you making that face? I thought you liked the meal I made yesterday." "Well, I didn't have to go to the ER today and I wasn't sick. But your extra crispy fried chicken was ... interesting? Kind of like fried chicken chips. So I burnt them a little. I lost track of time. It's because of that inexpensive fryer you have. I need the right tools to make my best meals. I actually used your card to order new pots, pans, a fryer, a stove, an oven, and even a new toaster that works. Yours does not help me at all. It's not my fault, it's the equipment." He laughed. "But I have a plan now. Cooking is like coding. You need a good order and timing. So I didn't order any of that other stuff, but I got some timers and thermometers to check the temperature of the oil and meat. I'll finally use measuring cups and follow the steps they suggest instead of just doing what I feel like." "All right, chef. What are you making tonight?" "Takeout from the pizza place and some deep chocolate brownies from that box mix. It's pretty easy. Well, mostly. I can't explain that last batch. I'll have to cook for the kid one day." "Ian, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say that. No pressure. I get too excited about the future sometimes. I mean..." He leaned down. "It's okay, Allie. I think about those things too. Maybe in the future 2 to 4 kids, all boys." "What? 2 to 4? I want a couple of sweet little girls to spoil with their big, strong daddy." She smiled at him. "Ian, I'm really scared. I've never loved anyone before, and no one ever loved me. But this past weekend was really hard for me. How about you, my big guy?" He nodded. "Why don't we go home and take it easy?" "Yes, Captain. The pizza is always so good. Are you going to make pizza, Ali?" "Sure. The kind that comes frozen and just needs to go in the oven for about 10 minutes. I can handle that. As long as I remember to set a timer and use the right temperature," she laughed. "Ian, I'm going to take my shower now, and maybe you can help me to bed afterwards. I'm feeling pretty tired. I'll call you when I'm ready." After her shower, she dried off carefully around her medical equipment and applied ointment where the rods went through her skin. It felt strange. She reached under the sink and found a bag she had ordered online. She put on a light top that was comfortable. It came with a matching set, but it was too tight around her equipment, so she decided to skip those. "I really dislike this stuff. It's hard to feel confident when I feel like this. I hope Ian doesn't think I'm unattractive or that he isn't interested. What if he doesn't actually like me? I need more deodorant. I'm so nervous. If I shave more, I'll end up hurting my skin." I have told him how I feel, but he hasn't said anything back. It's like it never happened. Then we talked about kids. Was he joking? Is he really thinking about it someday? I'm so nervous. Okay, here goes. What if he doesn't like how I look? What if I mess this up? "Ian, can you help me to bed?" Ian walked into the room and paused. He looked at her without saying anything. She felt tears stinging her eyes. Ian, I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. I just thought. She began to wheel herself back toward the bathroom. Stop, Allie, please don't go. I'm the one who should apologize. You're beautiful and perfect. I guess I got a little tongue-tied. He smiled. Actually, I think I'll just sit on the bed and look at you. Well, honestly, that's not really what I was hoping for. But if that's what you like, I guess I can go with it. Should I strike a pose in my wheelchair? Maybe I should start a magazine called Wheelchair Stars. Sounds fun, right? He laughed. No way! I don't really go for that. I've never been a fan of looking but not touching. He gently lifted her up, and she wrapped an arm around his neck. Ian, please turn off the lights. I don't want you to see all my scars. Ali, those scars are part of you. There's no reason to hide them. I want to see all of you. Ogre, would you hold me? I really need to feel safe. In reply, he laid her gently on the bed, settled next to her, and wrapped his arms around her. They shared a soft kiss. It started gentle and became more tender. She sighed with contentment, feeling glad to be near him. He felt strong and comforting, like her own personal hero. My ogre. Her hands began to move, and so did his. They were both more eager now. She finally pulled back from the kiss and looked into his eyes. Ian, I think I'm ready. I might be a bit nervous, but it's just that I really like being here with you. But if you don't want to... He silenced her with a gentle embrace, and they shared another soft moment together. He gently touched her arm, and she let out a soft sound. She was beginning to feel more at ease with him. He continued to comfort her, and she turned slightly to feel his warmth. Ian, can you hold me closer? He held her even tighter, creating a sense of safety that she appreciated. She felt happy and at ease, enjoying the moment with him. Ian, would you mind sharing more of your warmth with me? She asked. He gladly obliged, wrapping his arms around her protectively. I know it might feel a bit overwhelming, but it's okay. Just trust how you feel, he reassured her. I'm just a bit scared, Ian. No one has ever been this close to me before. It's always been rough. Honestly, I'm new to this, and I've never really known what to expect. You just need to relax and let me lead for now. At least for a little while. Do what feels good for you. And remember, I'm here for you, he said gently. Don't worry. You're doing just fine. A kiss calmed her worries, and she sighed happily, feeling safe and cherished in his presence. He returned to gently kissing her and realized she wasn't wearing anything. What? No underwear? What kind of girl are you? He joked. They wouldn't fit, you silly. His fingers danced along her thighs and she arched her back slightly. He touched her softly and she reacted gently. Oh, Ian! She moved in response before lying still. Ian. That was the first time I ever felt something like that with a man. I think I'm going to enjoy this. No more talking. I really want to see that, he chuckled. Of all things, that's what catches your interest? Sure. You can be close to me whenever you want, just not at work or in public. What if I'm down below while you're talking to someone or on the phone? No, I wouldn't be able to focus. Oh, Ian, I care about you so much. She paused. Sorry, Ian. I said it again without thinking. You don't have to. No pressure. But I do care about you, Allie. It's okay. I'm sorry I haven't said it before. I guess I've been a bit scared, just like you. You do? You really care about me? Oh, Ian, you just made me the happiest girl in the world. I've never felt this way about anyone. Looking down, and no one has ever cared for me like this. Thank you, Ian. Then she brightened up. To thank you, I'm going to bake a cake from scratch and some more fried chicken. No thanks are needed, Allie, especially not for the chicken. I enjoyed it. They shared a warm moment together. But, Ali, I'm really scared that someday I won't be enough for you and... Well, you'll maybe do what Sam did. I couldn't handle that again. She looked at him. You silly. Just keep being who you are and... He interrupted. That's what Sam said. She told Bo in the RV that I was better than him and she loved me completely, even while she was with him. Oh, Ian. She started to tear up. I could never do that to you. Hurting you would hurt me. I couldn't live with myself if I betrayed you. You're like part of me. What happens to you happens to me. Even if things changed and we couldn't do what we just did, it wouldn't matter. It's what's in here. and she touched his chest. And what's up here? Pointing to his head. Even if there's a lot of nonsense in there sometimes. If a disaster hit and only I was left with one other guy, the human race would end because I wouldn't be with him. I'd just make him fried chicken. Please, Ian, I'm safe. I'm yours. For as long as you want me. I'm the one who worries that I won't be enough. Smart enough, good-looking enough, young enough, although you might be stealing the cradle a bit. What? I'm only, 6 years older than you? Actually, just 5, I think. Right? But Ian, I can only imagine how betrayal must have felt to you. If it's anything like what I feel at night when I think about what it would be like if you left me, I couldn't take it. I don't know how you managed. Don't worry, Allie. That's not going to happen. They shared a tender moment, but she pulled back suddenly. Oh no. Ian, what was I thinking? Tomorrow you have to take me to the drugstore to get a few things. How could I forget? It's not long since my last period, so it should be somewhat safe, but I read that it can linger. Ian, I couldn't do that to you. Calm down, Allie. The chances are low. Are we about to have some fun talk? Isn't it neat? But you shouldn't laugh. You should say something like, "Oh, sweetheart, you really make me feel good." Laughing, she replied, "Oh, sweetheart, you really make me feel good." Wait, what's happening, Ian? What do you mean? He shouldn't get too relaxed until I'm finished with him, and I'm not done yet. She got off for a moment and then climbed back on. Ian, he needs to learn a lesson for getting too relaxed. It's not allowed. I will go very, very slowly. Fast enough to keep him engaged, but not so fast that he finishes too soon. She moved gently up and down. So he will have to wait a bit. Okay, Allie. But you know you're only making it harder for yourself. Besides, we could just do this. He pulled her close and started moving quickly. That's not fair. Let go, you big guy. Then laughing, "Oh, Ian, I love you so much. You'll never really know." She smiled at him. All right, you win. Do what you want with me. He shifted their positions, bringing them closer together. But I think my system is going to need a little restart now. He moved slightly. And again, he moved again. And again, he moved again. Oh, here comes a bunch of feelings about to be shared with you. Lots of little moments swirling around. They shared a close moment and both laughed. Oh, Ian, thank you for caring for me. I enjoy every moment I have with you and miss every second you're away. Now it's time for another reset. Finally, one day after they had finished with their activities, she said, Ian, it's time for you to go home to Carolina and make peace with your family, or at least talk to them again. You won't move on if you don't face them. They made mistakes, huge mistakes. What they did was terrible. But remember what Sam said, your mom loves you, and this must be hard for her just like it is for you. She lost all 3 of her sons and almost lost her husband. It's been over 2.5 years. Please. Ali, I'm not sure. Please, Ian. I want to meet them. You know how people always say, take me home to meet your mom? Please? Look, if I'm going home to see my family, you have to come with me. What? Really, Ian? You would take me home to meet your family? But what if I mess up? What if I embarrass you? What if they don't like me? What should I wear? Oh, Ian, what if they think I'm not good enough for you? What if... Stop it, Allie. None of that matters. It will be fine. They will like you a lot, but even if they don't, I honestly don't care. My worrying about their opinion level is very low when it comes to you. I love you, and that's what truly counts. But you're right. Before I take you home, I should make this official. He went down on one knee and held out a small black box with a ring inside. Allie, will you do me the honor of becoming my wife? Tears filled her eyes as she raised her hands. Whoa, hold on, big guy. I need to talk to you first. Fear, worry, and disappointment showed on his face. His shoulders drooped. No, Ian. I used 7 words, not the scary 4 words. I love you, and deep down, I know you love me too. I've looked into your soul, and I think I understand you. You've looked into mine, and I believe you know me as well. But Ian, I'm a bit rough around the edges. Look at me. I'm loud. I sometimes say things I shouldn't, and I can't keep quiet. Sometimes I'm all over the place. I have highs and lows that must drive you crazy, while you seem to stay calm and steady. I get too excited, and I know there are times when I will annoy you. You'll just sit there shaking your head at me. I can't just sit quietly on the couch and enjoy a game. I am a mess, and that's the bad news. but I promise you this. No one will ever love you as much as I do. No one will work harder every day to make you happy and to keep our love strong. I will do my best to become more worthy of your love, even if it takes a long time. And you can be sure of one thing. I will never, ever hurt you. You will never need to worry about me being unfaithful or betraying you. My heart is yours and only yours. No one else will ever mean anything to me. So, Ian, that's the kind of woman I am. If you can accept all of that, if that's the kind of person you want, then ask me again. Ali, will you do me the honor of becoming Mrs. Ian Turner? Yes, yes, yes! She stumbled forward, using her canes, and hugged him tightly. Oh, Ian, I will work so hard to make you happy. I promise to try to make your parents like me, too. If you want a big family, I'll give it a shot. No promises, though. And tomorrow you can take me to the tattoo shop. What for? He asked, confused. I'm going to shave my hair and get a big tattoo that says, Special, for Ian only, with a big arrow pointing to me. What do you think? I think I love you, Ali. Then I'll make us a special dinner. No. Nice idea, but I have reservations at that restaurant we wanted to try. Was that a dig at my cooking? She asked, laughing. Oh, Ian, thank you, thank you, thank you. You've made me so much happier. Dinner was delicious. They had a dance floor, and he asked her to dance a slow one. Ian, I can't dance with these canes. I look silly and might fall. Turner, I wanted to discuss Ian. He's been thinking about reaching out to you, and I believe it could be a meaningful step for both of you. That would be nice, Ali. It's been a while since I've heard from him. I would love to talk. Ali felt a wave of relief. Great. I don't want to put any pressure on you, but it might help him to reconnect. I understand. It's hard for him. I appreciate your support. Thank you for understanding. We can figure this out together. They spoke for a little while longer, discussing how best to facilitate a conversation between Ian and his mother. As Ali hung up, she felt hopeful that this could be the start of something positive for Ian. When Ian returned, he noticed Ali's expression. What did she say? She seemed open and willing to talk. I think you should take some time to process everything. I appreciate you doing this for me, Ali. It means a lot. I'm just here to help. Whenever you feel ready, I think it would be good to reach out. I know. It's just been complicated, but with your support, I feel like I can face it. Exactly. You're not alone in this. Their conversation gradually turned to lighter topics, and a sense of comfort enveloped them both as they enjoyed each other's company. Turner, Ian, and I would like to come to Raleigh for a few days at Thanksgiving. We could come. She heard a gasp on the other line. Mrs. Turner, are you okay? Ali, oh, Ali. Is this really possible? Is this your idea? Yes, it is, but it needs to happen. He won't feel better until he goes home and finds some peace, she said, her voice shaky. He asked you to call? Yes, ma'am. Does he know you're calling? Yes, ma'am. I made him go for a walk so he wouldn't be too close and make me anxious. Oh, Ali, if you can make this happen, there's so much I want to say, so much I need to say. First, I owe him an apology. Thank you, Ali. I can't wait to meet you. Please tell him how sorry I am and that I love and miss him. She sounded emotional, and that made Ali feel the same. Mrs. Turner, he loves you too. He's just feeling overwhelmed. You know how men can be. Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Turner. I didn't mean to use bad words. Ali heard a laugh on the other end. If he can forgive Sam, he can forgive you too. But I'm not sure about his brothers. He never talks about them. You would be so proud of what he's done here. His computer repair shop is doing really well, and the hospital wants him full-time to manage their computers. There are a few hospitals and lots of doctors' offices, too. I have so much to tell you. I'll text you the details, but we can probably just rent a car at the airport. He said you're about an hour from there. I've never flown before, but I hear there can be delays around the holidays. But there's one more thing, Mrs. Turner. I know you're his mom and you know best, but there's something I need to say. Clearly, I don't know what's best, Ali, or we wouldn't be in this mess. Please tell me what you're thinking. Can you make sure it's just you and Mr. Turner? You know, no friends, no relatives, no Sam or her parents. And no Bo and Rex, right? Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Mrs. Turner. I think if there are other people or a gathering, he might leave. Is that okay? Maybe we can plan for another time? Ali, you know him better than I do. I'll do whatever you think is best. Anything at all if you can help him get here. Great. I'll see you soon, Mrs. Turner. I can't wait to meet you. Thank you, Allie. According to Sam, you seem like just what he needs. Thank you so much. That was a long walk, Ian. I didn't mean for you to walk so far. Your mom and I have been discussing recipes. Really? Ian, did you bump your head or something? No, we weren't swapping recipes. She was emotional and wanted me to tell you how sorry she is, how much she loves and misses you. This is the right thing to do. He nodded. They checked in at the kiosk and then joined the long line to go through security. Ali was pulled aside and spent almost 20 minutes with the female TSA agent, who called over 2 other agents. They kept glancing at Ian and smiling. Finally, they gave her a thumbs up and let her go. Wow, Ali. What did you have in your bag? I thought they were going to keep you there forever. They even brought in those other agents to look. And your face is so red. What happened? Nothing. Not a thing. You jerk. You didn't tell me they check all the carry-on items. I had that thing you gave me. Your massager? Ian started to laugh. No wonder they all came over to see. Well, that's a funny story for them. Ian, I was so embarrassed. Why didn't you tell me? It was terrible. I didn't even understand what she was looking at, and then she called for backup. I think I'll just throw it out at your mom's, or we'll need to drive home with it. Maybe your mom wants it. He chuckled. You know you're silly. I'm not going to talk to you until my face stops being red. That might not be until we get to Raleigh. Stop laughing, you big goof. I guess I never thought someone would bring that in their bag. We'll be in different rooms at your mom's. That's why I brought it, you silly head. I have my own needs. You've really created a habit for me. As they prepared for takeoff, Allie squeezed Ian's arm tightly. She squealed as the pilot started to speed up for takeoff, pushing her back in her seat. She loved it. Oh, Ian, this is amazing. Look at how small the ground looks. The houses are getting so tiny. I love it. We should fly all the time. You better make a lot of money, but I can help too. I'm getting good at the store. She was just as thrilled during landing. After that, they picked up their rental car and drove for an hour to Ian's place. You know, Ian, I have my license now so I could drive. It's my first license ever. I never needed one before. The driver's test was hard because of my legs, but you taught me well. Well, we're here now. Time for the next part. You have to get out of the car, Ian. We can't just sit here and talk. Just as Ian got out of the car, his mom rushed down the steps to greet him. She opened her arms for a hug, but stopped. Ian, I am so sorry for what I did. I broke your trust and She started to cry. Ian, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have let this happen. At first, I didn't know what to do. Then I hoped they'd stop, and then it was too late. I was wrong. So wrong about everything. She couldn't finish her sentence. It's okay, Mom. I should have figured it out. But it's over now. Allie nudged him gently and pointed towards his mom, who was still looking down at the ground. He stepped forward and pulled her into a warm hug. Oh, Ian, she cried, resting her head on his chest. I'm so sorry. I love you so much, and I've missed you so much. After they let go of the hug, she said, And this must be Ali. Ian, she's beautiful. Ali, it's nice to meet you. She stepped closer for a hug. Ali hugged her back, holding her canes in her hands. Don, stop standing there like a statue. Go over and hug your son and meet Ali. There were 5 steps into the house. Ian had gone on a bit ahead with his parents and noticed her contemplating how she would navigate the steps. She could walk, but after almost 6 months of being still and just a few weeks since her casts had come off, she was still a bit stiff and weak. Hold on, Allie. Ian hurried down the steps, picked her up along with her bag, and carried them into the house effortlessly. Then he set her down. Allie noticed his mom watching them and then looked at her. Yes, Mrs. Turner, there are some perks to dating a big guy like him. He's great at bringing in the groceries, too. But oh man, he eats almost all of them. They all laughed together. They spent the afternoon talking and catching up about light topics. No serious subjects were brought up, not even a word about Bo or Rex. Dinner was one of Ian's favorites. Meatloaf, baked sweet potatoes, and pecan pie. You know, Mom, Allie is a wonderful cook. Her specialty is fried chicken crisps. Allie blushed and felt shy. As you probably know, Mrs. Turner, your son can be a real handful sometimes. But he's right. I can't cook well. I never had much of a chance. I try, though. I think he'll agree that I can make a frozen pizza and instant brownies pretty well if I use a timer and set the oven right. They all laughed again. That was a fantastic meal, Mrs. Turner. You have to share your recipe with me, and I'll give it a try. It's basically just a big hamburger with some breadcrumbs and things mixed in, right? I think I can handle that. Here, let me help you clean up while these two talk about football or politics or whatever guy stuff they do. She smiled and whispered, "Watch this, Mrs. Turner. You know, guys, I don't know if you've been following football, but I'm not too happy about my team. The Broncos are struggling this year. They're 3-7, and wow, that guy from Seattle has really let us down. But before you start bragging, Big Don, Carolina is at what, 3-8? And you guys are on your third quarterback this season? They're in even worse shape. Do you follow college football? I'm not sure who you support, Don. But UNC and Duke are looking good. The Wolfpack and Wake, not so much. Wake was so strong last year, it's too bad. They lost a lot of seniors, I guess. But it probably doesn't matter since Clemson will take the ACC again anyway. Honestly, it doesn't matter too much, right, boys? My team, the Georgia Bulldogs, will win the national championship again. But wow, tomorrow will be busy with games. After the parade, of course. Are you two interested? The two men looked at her as she began to walk away. Ali, I didn't know you liked football. I'm a woman with many interests, ogre boy. What's a girl supposed to do when she's alone at the office and her, boyfriend is busy at the hospital with all those nurses? His mother had a slight smile. Sure, Ali. I'd love the help. Then she whispered, How do you know about football? Ali laughed. I know nothing about football. I looked it up just before we left. I was just waiting for the right time to say it. Good thing they didn't ask me anything else because I'm clueless. They both chuckled. Ali turned on the water at the sink to wash the dishes and rolled up her sleeves. Suddenly she heard someone gasp, and a dish fell and broke. Here, I'll help, Mrs. She bent down to pick up the pieces and looked up to see Mrs. Turner staring at her. She recognized that look. She'd seen it too many times before. When she looked down, she noticed her injection scars were showing. Embarrassment washed over her, and she felt tears welling up, making it hard to meet Mrs. Turner's gaze. She stood up slowly and placed the pieces on the counter, still looking down. Tears filled her eyes and rolled down her cheeks. She wiped them away. Are you still using drugs? No, Mrs. Turner. Not for about 18 months. Not since my mom had her struggles right next to me. No drugs, alcohol, or cigarettes, just caffeine. Never again. Does Ian know? Ali nodded and glanced at Mrs. Turner, wondering how she knew. Since Ian left, I've been volunteering at the homeless shelter. Ali wiped her tears and took a deep breath. She stood tall and looked right into Mrs. Turner's eyes. Please, Mrs. Turner, I know I'm probably the last girl any mom would want her son to date. My mom and I faced challenges, and I grew up without a home. I don't have much. Everything I wear, Ian bought for me. I can't thank him enough for what he has done for me. I was struggling, but I finished my GED, and I'm in community college now. I pretty much take care of the shop while your son moves fully to the hospital. I owe him everything. Ma'am, you would be so proud of him. Sorry, that's not the point. I remember lying on the ground, feeling lost. He woke me up, and when I saw his deep blue eyes, I felt a sense of hope. I was drawn to him in every way. He could have left me there, and I would have been okay just having seen those eyes. But he saved me. In so many ways, he saved me. But I also saw sadness and loneliness in his eyes. So much loneliness. I knew I had to make him smile, to laugh, have fun, and really feel again. It hasn't been easy, but I think I've mostly done that. Sam was a big part of that. I thought it might be the last thing we did together. Mrs. Turner nodded. Sam told me. Well, there were actually 2 events with Sam. My name has always been Samantha Allison, but when he asked my name and I said Sam, he looked a bit startled. So I quickly said Ali instead. The Sam from here was the second one. I don't know if she shared any details, but I thought I was going to be in trouble. This was the next step to feeling better and forgiving. He's already doing better than he was before. I don't think Bo or Rex will ever be back in his life. He won't even talk about them. But who knows after a few years? When I mentioned it, he said that strangers stab you in the back. Family and loved ones hurt you in front, in the heart. Chris let out a sound and covered her face with her hands. No, Mrs. Turner, I'm sorry, No, Ali. He's right. What I and the others did to him is unforgivable. I can't believe we hid it from him, and that his brothers could do that to him. Thank you for bringing him home and back to life." Ali nodded. "So, Mrs. Turner, I have a rough past. I'm a mess. But no woman could ever love your son more than I do. No one will ever try harder every day to be the person he deserves and to earn his love. No one could ever feel as much pain as I do when he is away from me. And I will never hurt him or betray him in any way. We are connected. Hurting him would hurt me too." Mrs. Turner flinched again. "Oh no, Ali, I didn't mean— See, I'm such a mess." She started to cry again. "I'm far from perfect, Mrs. Turner, but he is perfect for me, and I work hard to be the kind of woman he deserves." Mrs. Turner stepped forward and hugged her. They both cried. Stepping back, she said, "Ali, you are perfect for him. Thank you for everything. Thank you for bringing him back to me, to us." She took Ali's hands and held them. Then she paused. "What? What is this? Ali? You two are engaged?" Ali nodded. "I'm sorry, Mrs. Turner. I told him to tell you right away, but he wanted to wait for the right moment. I've kept it hidden, but I couldn't take it off, even for a little bit. I warned him. I told him how imperfect I was and how I might upset him sometimes. But he still wanted to do it. He makes me so happy, but he can be a bit silly sometimes. I think his life will be wonderful with you, Ali. Welcome to the family. I hope you'll accept us." They hugged again. "And I assume you two are—" Ali nodded. "Then you both should have your own space for rest." Looking embarrassed, Ali said, "Oh no, I couldn't. It wouldn't feel right. Ian would never allow it. After what happened at the airport—" "You have to tell me about that. Just come in after we all go to bed. I think this is hard for him and he will need some comfort." She whispered, "Don't tell him, but his father and I lived together for almost a year before we got married. I know he thinks, like all sons do, that we only got together to have kids, but his dad was quite the charmer." She winked and smiled. "So how would you say it, Ali? Let's get these dishes done? Oh gosh, Mrs. Turner, It's fine, Ali. Just call me Chris. Now tell me what happened at the airport." Ali reached over and touched Chris's arm. "Oh, Chris, I can't." It was so embarrassing. "Ali, with that intro, you have to tell me." "Well, I've never been on an airplane before, and I thought Ian and I would be in separate rooms and, well, it would be kind of a boring time. So I packed my personal item in my carry-on and— You packed that in your carry-on?" She put her hand to her mouth and laughed, and soon they were both giggling and acting like old friends sharing a secret. "Sounds like your mom cares about you, Ian. I'm glad you two met, even if the situation was a bit unusual. She's really good for me. She has helped me a lot. Look, son, I'm sorry. We should have told you when we first found out something was happening, but it's okay, Dad. It's over. We've all learned a lot from it. We just need to move on. Thank you, Ian. I promise you nothing like that will ever happen again. I'll always be honest with you, especially when you're wrong." They laughed together. "Now let's not take this honesty thing too far, Dad." And from the next room in quiet voices, "And then she took it out and turned it on. I swear it sounded like it was on the PA system, and all the women looked over at me. I was so embarrassed I thought my hair would change color. She puts it back and says, 'Nice. Where did you find it?' I told her. She even called some of the other workers over. I was so nervous. One of them looked at me and then at Ian and asked, 'Why this?' So I told her I was visiting his family, and she said, 'Hope you brought extra batteries.' Finally, they all looked at me, then at Ian again, winked, gave me a thumbs up and said, 'Have a great trip.' Oh, Chris, I was frozen in place. Then Ian called me with that deep voice, 'Is everything okay?' 'No, it's not okay.' And they both burst into laughter. 'Oh, Ali, better you than me. Now tell me about this ogre stuff. I couldn't understand what Sam meant.' Well, I had been lying on my back for 2 days with 2 broken legs. Now stop talking." They fell asleep, holding each other close. When the sun came up, Ali quietly crossed the hall, making Chris smile. "I think I'm really going to like her. Breakfast is ready, everyone. Come and get these waffles while they're warm. Ali, how did you sleep last night?" She turned red and looked down. "Just fine. The bed was very comfy." Chris winked at her, which made her blush even more. "So, you two?" Don asked, not noticing their moment. "When's the big day?" They both started to speak at the same time, then stopped. We haven't decided yet. Actually, we haven't talked about it much. From my side, we could get married today, but I don't know what Ian wants. Well, yes, we need to talk about it, decide where, when, and who. I think we should keep it simple. Your mom wanted a big wedding. What a hassle. It was lovely, sure, but so much work. Ali, do you have a lot of family to invite? Ali's eyes filled with tears. She grabbed her napkin and stood up. I'm sorry. I think I've got something in my eye. I'll be back in a minute. Please start without me. She walked down the hall to her room quickly. Don looked puzzled, wondering what he had done. Both Chris and Ian stood up. Ian, you stay here. Let me talk to her. Chris went to the bedroom, knocked, and then walked in without waiting for a reply. Ali was sitting on the bed with a pillow over her face, curled up. Chris sat on the edge of the bed and gently touched her shoulder. Ali? Ali lowered the pillow and hugged Chris tightly. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause a scene and ruin breakfast. It's okay, Ali. What's wrong? Still hugging, she said, It's just that I have no one. Only Ian, and maybe now you two. I don't know any family. People like me never had friends. Most are just looking out for themselves. The only person I can think of as a friend is Sam, and I can't ask her. It wouldn't be fair. I know Ian might want a big wedding, but all I see is his side full of people and my side empty. I can't ask him to buy me a dress or pay for all this. The bride's family usually does that. We need to save money for our future. I don't know how to talk to him about this. I'll do whatever he wants, but honestly, we could just go to the courthouse. I already feel like we're married. To be honest, Ali, I don't know what he'll want either. His last wedding was quite the event, so he might want to keep it simple this time. Just know that we support whatever you two decide. We'd love to be there instead of having you elope. But it doesn't matter if it's downtown or in a church. You two can choose. What about all his family and friends? Forget about them, Ali. It's your special day, not theirs. Look, I'll talk to Ian about this and you two can figure it out. How does that sound? Thanks, but I'll need a moment to collect myself and then we can get back to breakfast. Ian and I can talk about it later. But thanks, Chris. I really appreciate your understanding. They went back to eating breakfast. I'm sorry, Don. I've got my act together. Honey, can we talk about a few things after we eat? Great. Now pass those waffles, please. I'm starving. If your son had a waffle maker that worked right, I could make them myself. Everyone laughed. Later on, Ali said, The tears were about a wedding, right? She nodded. And if I'm right, it's because I have a lot of relatives and you don't? She nodded again. Look, if you want a big wedding with a dress, flowers, a cake, and a party, we can do that. But I don't need all that. I had that the first time, and we see how that turned out. So keeping it simple is fine with me. It'd be nice to do it back home. I need to invite my family. They should come and see where we live and what we do. But this is really about us, making a promise to love each other no matter what life brings. And especially that part where the wife expresses her commitment to always support her husband. I don't think that will be part of our vows. You make mistakes too often, so I might have to disagree with you to get things done right. Can I have a moment of affection instead? When we go back, let's plan the details. Whatever you want, Ali. I just want you, Ian, that's all. We could have a justice of the peace with your family as witnesses. I would like a simple white dress and some plain gold rings, nothing too flashy. Deal, I agree. Let's figure out the dates. What about a honeymoon? Dear one, every day feels like a honeymoon with you. But we have the business to think about. We can't just run away for a week. The hospital needs you. The people in town need both of us, depending on what's going on. Wait, there are some really smart computer people in my classes, especially Ron. He's clever but knows how to communicate well. He speaks clearly, not just in technical jargon. He knows everything about games and the machines that run them. We could offer more services and sell those gaming machines. Ian, this is exciting. So many ideas. What if I talk to him about joining us? We could give him a month to see how he fits in, and if it works, we could take a little time off. But Ian, could we get married first and take the honeymoon later? I want to be Mrs. Turner as soon as possible, and I would love to start a family soon. And if we're planning this marriage soon, could I stop the precautionary measures so we can begin that journey? Only if you want to. We don't have to rush into anything. I just want to make sure you feel comfortable. But, you know, those thoughts are important for the future. and if you want a big family, we should consider everything carefully. What are your thoughts, Ian? Ouch. And here I thought I still had a couple of years before needing to slow down. Sounds like you've been thinking a lot, Allie, about many different things. I'm sorry, Ian. Ideas have been forming in my head and I wanted to talk to you. I think they're really good ideas. You have a sharper business mind than I do, Ali. Maybe we could even open up another office in Pinnacle or somewhere else. We could help support the local businesses there, and we will need more people since you'll be busy with your family for the next few years. Better appreciate my current self now because once the kids come, things will change. Are you okay with that? Sure. As long as you can handle things when I need you. I still can't believe how dedicated you are to this. Just because you've been focused on your goals since you were young, it's the same for you. It's still pretty new for me. I know challenges await, but I believe in us. On second thought, I'll keep mine. Anyway, I'm sure there will still be plenty of other options. I read up on it, and since I'm small and you're so big, I might need some assistance during delivery. In that case, my special area stays very special. Lucky you. Ian, I forgot my medication this morning. Can we start discussing the first little one? Smiling. Only if it's a boy. Semester break came and Ron started working. He fit right in and managed a lot of the business in Dillard, giving the couple some time off. At Christmas, Ian and Allie took a few days off. Ron covered and even worked until noon on Christmas Eve for last-minute sales. Ian's parents came in a few days early and stayed at a bed and breakfast in town since there was really no room in the apartment. They made the visit and Christmas special. Sledding, skating, they had a big tree and the apartment was all decorated. The town always looked festive, and every shop in each local area was ready for the season. Allie made stockings for each of them and filled them with treats. They all went to Christmas Eve service and celebrated Christmas together. Like Ian, they loved the area and the mountains, but because of the snow, there wasn't much chance to explore. They couldn't believe the business and all the achievements the two were making. They left on the 1st, and then it was back to work. Allie walked into the office with a determined look on her face after talking to a client. Hey, Ron, is Ian here? Yeah, he's in the back fixing something. Thanks. She walked into the back and closed the door. Ian, we need to talk about some things. What did you do now, Allie? You only call me my dear when something is on your mind. It's like when my mom uses my full name. You're being silly. Why do I love you? No, seriously, there are no problems, just solutions. Oh, no. You're expecting? No, Ian, I wish I was, but not this month. First, we need to chat about the business. Ron is doing really well, don't you think? He nodded. He's eager, smart, and loves using his computer and gaming skills. He's great with the customers and has helped us grow our business, especially in Dillard. Agreed? He nodded again. So, I'd like to give him 5% of the business if he continues working with us. That could go up each year he stays, up to a maximum of 33%. So, 1/3 for me, 1/3 for you, and eventually 1/3 for him. This way, he benefits as we grow together. Does that sound good? He nodded. And if we don't do this, he'll probably leave and start his own business that could compete with ours. You see my point? Great idea. Let's do it. Why do you keep saying agree? I read a book on negotiating. That's one of the tricks they suggest. Oops, maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it. Now, let's move to the personal part. No, Allie. We can't talk about that with Ron right outside. Not that silly. Although I could probably make him laugh without being loud, I wanted to discuss the wedding. I had a plan. First, I wanted us to have it soon. Like in a month, right? Yes, but come on, she laughed. What? Afraid you'll agree to more than you want? Second, I want your family to be there and anyone else you would like. He nodded. And? I know it's winter and I'm talking about February, and I know it's a bit tricky, but I want to get married where I met you, at the bottom of the rocks. I checked with the state officials and we can get special permission to use snowmobiles to get there. It should only take a few hours instead of 2 days, depending on how your family does. Are you with me? He just stared at her. I'll take that as a yes. I've already looked into rentals. With the snowmobiles, we can pull sleds with tents, food, a stove, whatever we need. We can have a big tarp to sit on. I want to wear a white dress and look like a snow queen with flowers in my hair and a bouquet of evergreens for our special day. Ian, I just don't want to wait until summer. Please? He still looked unsure. And it won't be too expensive, Mr. Frugal. What about a minister, Allie? How do we get one to come into the woods with us in February, in the Rockies? Allie responded, We could end up like the people at Donner Pass. Come on, stop being so dramatic. We know how to stay warm in the winter. If it gets too tough, we can always come back home. There aren't any dangerous hills, so no avalanches or anything like that. But who's going to lead the ceremony? Actually, our state lets us marry ourselves. It's called solemnization. Can you believe that word? It's 5 syllables. See how smart I'm getting? As long as we fill out the right form and send it in within 60 days, with the payment, we're officially married. I doubt you and your family would go for that idea. We can also ask someone who's been ordained online to lead the ceremony. Ron has agreed to become ordained if we pay the fee. He could help with the ceremony and either stay overnight with us or just head back home. Okay. No, Ian. I really think this could work. What? You said okay? She rushed forward and hugged him tightly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This month, I'm only going to prepare in a way that allows for our future together. To make sure, I'll be careful. Thank you, Ian. And I should mention, your family is coming for the first weekend in February. I've already booked their flights and a rental car. I've arranged for snowmobile rentals, winter camping gear, and made a list of food and all the supplies we'll need. I have everything organized in my Excel spreadsheets. Aren't you proud of me? He shook his head. So, my dear, I'm guessing you thought I would say yes because of your new negotiation skills. Well, I know you want to make me happy, and you said it really didn't matter much to you. Plus, I have some ways to show my appreciation. So I just figured, Ian, look, I really want to be Mrs. Ogre Turner as soon as we can. I know things are more relaxed now, but I don't want to feel uncomfortable when we get married. You mean you'll let yourself go and gain weight? Ian, I'm not even going to answer that. I think you're the one with the little role from all my amazing cooking. I'm so excited I can hardly contain myself. Ian, I will be the best wife. I will work really hard to make you happy. Relax, Allie. Just give me a moment. No, we're not doing that here. Oh, come on. It won't take long. If you let me know when you're ready, I'll make sure everything is perfect. Then we can go back to work like nothing happened. Nice and easy. Now let me help with that. As she walked out, she gave Ron a thumbs up and a smile. Go get ordained, Minister Ron. That poor guy. He never had a chance, did he, Allie? Nope. They arrived at the parking lot at the trailhead early in the morning. The sky was clear except for a few gray clouds that floated over the mountains, bringing a few light snowflakes now and then. The weather was nice, with temperatures in the 30s. They felt fortunate because there were no storms in sight for the weekend. 3 snowmobiles were ready to go, each with a sled loaded behind it. Ian and Allie were in front, leading the way, while his parents rode in the middle. Ron stayed in the back to watch out for Ian's folks, who were new to snowmobiling. The trail was easy to follow. There was enough snow to glide through, but not so much that they got stuck. The woods were quiet. A few birds chirped as the day warmed up, but the deer had moved to their winter feeding spots, and the smaller animals were resting. Aside from the sound of the engines, everything was calm. The green firs and spruces brightened the forest, standing out against the bare aspens and maples. Isn't it beautiful, Ian? Thanks for bringing us here, Allie shouted over the noise. What would usually take 2 days to walk, they did in just over 3 hours. Wow, Allie? You fell down that? You're lucky you just got a few scratches. And Ian, you helped her up? All the way up those rocks? I don't know how to feel about climbing down those rocks, especially with all this gear. Even if we get it to the clearing, how will we get it back up? You're right, Mom. Let's look around and find an easier way down. If we can't find one, we can use some ropes and the sled I brought to move our stuff. Ian, I looked at the maps for this area, and it seems there's a gentle slope just ahead. Should be easy unless there are a lot of bushes and tall plants. Ian and Ron exchanged glances. You looked at the maps? Of course. I checked them before planning this trip. Surprised? She winked at Chris. I'll head a bit further up to find the gentle slope. Ron suggested, why don't you go back and see if there's anything else? Luckily, a little further up, they found a path through the trees that led to a gentle slope down to the clearing. They were able to take the snowmobiles down easily. At the bottom of the slope, Ian cleared a spot in the snow and moved some rocks to make a circle. He started a fire with the wood they had brought. "Allie, why don't you and my folks look for some more dry wood nearby? Ron and I can set up the tents and start unpacking. These tents go up quickly, so it won't take long. I'll also heat up some water for coffee, cocoa, or anything." About an hour later, they were all set up. They sat around the fire on the rocks Ian had cleared, enjoying something warm to drink and having lunch. Ian offered Allie a peanut butter sandwich with a smile. "Thanks, Ian. I never thought I would get to eat these again, but right now in this place it feels perfect. Thanks for bringing it up. But I won't eat 5 or 6 like last time." Everyone laughed at that. "So, Ali, it's still early. Do you want to have the ceremony now or wait until tomorrow?" "Ian, I think it would be nice to do it at dawn tomorrow. When the first light comes and a new day begins, here in the woods we won't see the sun until later, but we can do it as the forest wakes up. How does that sound? And Ron, you can go back if you want, or you can stay. It's good to have someone like you around," she said with a smile. "In the meantime, how about we put on those snowshoes? You can show me how good you are at it, Mountain Man. Chris, Don, are you warm enough in those clothes we got for you?" "Well, Ian, I think we should sleep early. We have a big day tomorrow." Everyone agreed and headed to their tents, whispering, "Ian, what are you doing? You can't sleep yet. You have things to do." "Ali, we can't. My parents are right there in their tent. They'll hear us." "Ian, listen. Hear that? They're making noise right now. Can't you hear it?" "Ali, no, my parents aren't making noise. I don't hear anything." "Wait, what did she say?" "Hold on, Don, I'm—" Covering his ears, he said, "La, la, la, la. I don't hear anything, Ali. I can't hear what you're saying. My parents don't do that. It's not true. If you keep this up every time they are around, we won't be able to see them." "Ian, take your hands off your ears. I told you. Your mom said your dad was a real charmer. They are together all the time. She said he loves to surprise her. It didn't make sense to me. It's all very confusing." "Ali, stop. I won't be able to look at them again without thinking about that. Seriously. First that talk and now this. I'm going to be a little concerned now. I'll need help after this." She laughed. "Okay, Ian. Just so you know, I'm not going to let you forget this when we're older. I guess if you want me to be quiet, you'll have to ask nicely. Now come here and do it." But it's true about what she said. The next morning, well before dawn, "Ian, wake up. You're shaking the snow off the trees with all that snoring. Time to get up and start a fire. I need to get ready. Leave without looking. It's bad luck to see the bride on the wedding day." He grumbled and muttered something. "And send your mom in." She wanted to help. An hour later, she was ready. It was just starting to get light. A long white dress that fit her nicely. She highlighted her figure in a way that was graceful rather than bold. She wore long johns and boots underneath. Well, she thought, a bit of spruce with some holly berries in her hair and a small bunch of fur and berries pinned on her outfit. Minister Ron stood with his back to the warm fire. Ian, dressed smartly in a tuxedo, stood to her right. His parents were a bit off to the side, taking pictures with their phones as she walked out. The edge of her skirt brushed against the snow. She faced Ian, who stepped forward and embraced her warmly. "You look so beautiful, Allie." "Thank you, Ian. Thank you for everything. You've made me the happiest woman, and I promise to work every day to make you the happiest man. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here." After the ceremony, they shared a brief moment of affection, and then Ian went over to Ron's tent, bringing out a large box. He placed it on a small stand they had set up and smiled. "Go ahead, Allie. Open it." Inside was a beautiful layered cake topped with a figure of an ogre. She rushed forward and hugged him again. "You will always be my prince, Ian. Thank you. Let's keep the top layer for our anniversary and enjoy the rest now." Soon after, Ron packed up and said, "I have a date and don't want to be late." His parents joined in, saying, "We should give you two some time alone. We'll see you when you get back." And, he leaned close to Allie, "I might break my dear hubby if we stay too long to listen to you two again." They all chuckled. "Thank you, Allie, for bringing my son back to life and happiness." The newlyweds spent their day enjoying each other's company, and as night fell, Ali said, "Ian, I need to go to the bathroom. Would you carry me to a log and set me down like old times?" He looked at her, puzzled but amused. All right, if you want me to. Just kidding, my dear husband. I love saying that. Mrs. Turner can handle it all by herself. She stepped outside the tent, and after 15 minutes, he heard her shout with excitement as she ran back inside. She leaped onto him. I didn't think it was possible, but you have made me even happier. Look! He stared at her, trying to figure out what she was holding. It was so close he couldn't see it clearly. He shrugged, showing he didn't understand. What am I going to do with you, Ian? It's a pregnancy test. And it's positive. I'm pregnant. And it's a girl. He hugged her tightly. This is wonderful, Ali. But how do you know it's a girl? It just feels right. Her name will be Autumn because that's when you saved me and changed my life. Then winter, spring, summer, each will carry her own name for the season. If we have more, we'll go with names like Willow and Lily. I should have known you would have a name planned. Really? Autumn? Yes, it's a lovely name and she'll love it too. She'll be born in the autumn. And every season of her life will remind us of our time together. Every year will be a new chapter in her life that we can share with her until we are really old. And you will be a great dad. Just don't spoil her too much, okay? And what if they are boys? That's simple. Ogre Turner Jr., Ogre Turner II, Ogre Turner III. You see? They are boys, and boys always have nicknames, right? You agree with me? They both laughed at the thought. Feeling unsure, he said, Yeah, sure. Now let's change things so I can show you my gratitude. But I'm keeping my shirt on because it's really cold in here. Warm me up, my ogre prince. Hey, audience! If you liked this video and want to keep up with more thrilling stories, make sure to subscribe to Prince Cheating Tales and hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss out on our upcoming adventures. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next wonderful story.